three-man rush. Elsperman will step up. He's got room to work with. Has a first down. Pushed out of bounds, but not after crossing the 30. He's at the 29. A huge pickup for Elsperman, showing off his legs.
From Enloe Field in Evansville, Indiana, it's week 3 of high school football. This is Memorial Tigers football, brought to you by Memorial High School, Indiana IU Sports Management, Reynolds Farm Equipment, Oakland City University, Melk Mechanical, Heating, Electrical, Pet Food Center, and the Memorial Booster Club. Again, welcome to week 3 of high school football. We're at Enloe Field alongside Mike Scavara. I'm Jevin Redmond. Glad you could join us. It's a pair of teams searching for win number 1 of the season. The Tigers and Bears come in at 0-2. Memorial last week, a 14-0 loss at North, and the Central Bears falling here at Enloe Field to the Bossy Bulldogs 26-13. Well, Mike, it's two teams that, as I mentioned, are hungry for a victory. They have been missing some players due to injuries and trying to mix in some new faces, and it's been a struggle for these two sides so far.
Yeah, suspensions, injuries you talked about, and an opportunity to have some situations where they need to get some players on the field. Again, both games last week were winnable games. Memorial had the ball 5 times inside North Territory, starting drives, could not score. On the Central side, they had inside Bossy 35-yard line 6 times, scored twice, but missed 3 field goals and a turnover.
Well, the one thing that did stand out last week, I thought the Memorial defense played pretty well.
They were able to come away with some good plays there. They just gave those 2 touchdowns midway through the second quarter and late in the second quarter, and they played just good football. Central, the same way. Memorial defensively, they've got a lot of guys that are coming back, while the Central Bears, they're going to be playing a lot of guys both ways.
When we come back, we'll feature a couple players from each side. It's the Tigers and Bears on the IndianaSRN.
Tonight to watch or play football, keep these athletes safe and help them to compete well. Thank you for all of your blessings, especially our friends and family. Also, keep us safe on our trip home tonight. Amen.
Hey folks, good to be with you for tonight's game. My name is Andy Simpson, and I'm a licensed IHSAA football official, and welcome to Friday Night Football, powered by IndianaSRN. On behalf of the 340 football officials, the IHSAA, the crew here at IndianaSRN, we hope you enjoyed tonight's game. And more important, don't forget to subscribe to the IndianaSRN YouTube page. As you're watching tonight's contest, I'm going to show you a few of our signals that will help you better understand the information we are trying to convey. Touchdown. Safety. First down. Holding or illegal use of hands. Encroachment, or offsides commonly known. False start or illegal formation on the offense, or a free kick, scrimmage violation. Face mask, intentional grounding, roughing the passer. Clipping, illegal shift, illegal motion, illegal block. Pass interference by the offense or the defense, delay of game, and the one signal we dislike and you as fans don't like seeing, unsporting. We'd like to thank everyone for tuning in tonight and following us on IndianaSRN. You can also tune in to the Football Weekly Show and Coach's Show every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. on IndianaSRN.org. Finally, if you've ever thought about becoming an IHSAA official, www.ihsaa.org and click on the Officials tab or call the IHSAA office at 317-846-6601. Now, sit back and enjoy the game.
Back here in Enloe Field, getting set for week 3 of the high school football season against the Central Bears, taking on the Memorial Tigers with Mike Scavara. I'm Jevin Redmond, and Last break, we were talking about how these two teams are hungry for a win, and they've had some guys out with injuries, and one player waiting to get cleared from transferring from Central. Now on the Memorial sideline is running back Porter Road. Of course, the first 2 weeks it was Donovan Baker lining up as the main running back, but the Tigers do get Porter Road back tonight.
That would be an interesting matchup in backfield with Donovan Baker and Porter Road, where we've got Rogelio Diaz and Javen Jackson. So we're going to have some speed in the backfield offensively, because both these teams have not been able to generate a lot of offense. The Tigers only 10 points, have not scored from scrimmage, only a field goal, no touchdowns, where the Central Bears, again, they were shut out in week 1 against number 1 2A Mater Dei. They scored 13 points, actually led 13-12 into the fourth quarter before Bosse was able to come away with a win.
I was going to ask you about that game last week for Central, the 26-13 loss at Bosse. What did you see from the Bears last week that you liked?
They were able to get outside, get out to the speed. They've got good quickness. They've got good-sized linemen, as we talked in the open also, though they've got 6 guys going both ways. So fatigue factor, especially tonight with the temperature and the humidity for both sides, where you've got the Memorial Tigers just having 2 guys going both ways.
Let's take a look at some important players for tonight's matchup. First on the visiting side for the Central Bears, number 50, Darian Stewart. He's a 6'2 junior, 230 pounds, very active is Darian Stewart.
He's one of the guys that are going both ways, and a leader, just a junior, good size, a good tackler, and a great defensive player.
Stewart, those 11 tackles, 5th most on the Central's team, and also 54, Christopher Yaden.
We talked about injuries. Yaden, we saw him in pregame. He's got his foot in a boot, so he's not out there. And again, one of those 2 players that go both ways. So he's going to be filled in both offensively and defensively tonight for Coach Zirkelbach's ball club.
For the Tigers, it's Jack Squared. First up, Jack Brackett, a 6'3 senior, 200 pounds, 3rd most tackles on this Tigers team with 16.
Comes off a lot of pressure from a defensive end position, and also will be a wide receiver, a dual threat on both sides of the football.
Another important player for the Tigers, Jack Cassidy.
Cassidy, a 3-year starter on the offensive line. He's also been able to fill in defensively and come up with some good tackles. So he's one of the most veteran players on the Tigers team in 2022.
Tigers football is brought to you by Wrights Memorial High School, providing an environment where God inspires, we educate, and students thrive since 1925. Check our website out at wrightsmemorial.org for more information. Well, another beautiful night for football, upper 70s here at kickoff, and it's turned out to be an overcast evening, so should be fun here at Inlow Field. And from a Memorial perspective, it's nice to have a home game. Yeah,
this is only the first, and then they'll go on the road 2 more weeks. So 4 of their first 5 games are on the road. And you talk about matchups, Jevin, 105 games. This is the 105th game that these 2 teams will play tonight.
All right, kickoff is coming up next. It's the Tigers and the Bears from Inlow Field on IndianaSRN.
The local economy and save more when you shop at the Pet Food Center. We have over 6,000 pet-related items for dogs, cats, birds, fish, reptiles, turtles, rabbits, hamsters, gerbils, and more. Anything you want for your pet, we've got it. Includes full lines of the best pet food, birdseed, a full line of heated pet products, pet clothing, toys, and more. Walk in, curbside pickup, shop online, and free local delivery.
Anything you want for your pet, we've got it. The Pet Food Center.
Just about ready for kickoff, the Central Bears and the Memorial Tigers. You see the crowd still filing in here to Inlow Field, and student section is decked out in yellow on the Memorial side. Also the Tigers team wearing some yellow socks, and it's a special night tonight.
Sam Strong night. Sam Featherstone, a valedictorian in the class of 2012. unfortunately, life cut short by cancer, and they're raising money for cancer research for young people. We're going to have Aaron Schmidt, the principal of Memorial, on at halftime. He'll expound a little bit more about Sam Strong Night. But you're right, they've been doing this every year, according to Coach Hurley, since 2013.
Let's talk about some keys to tonight's game. We'll start with the Memorial Tigers. Again, 0-2 on the season. And last week, Mike, it was a rare week in which they were shut out under head coach John Hurley.
183 games for Coach Hurley that he's been the head coach since the 2008 season. Only the third time Tiger team was shut out offensively. The last time was 2012, and the other time 2011. So they're looking to get some offensive prowess and get some points on the board and give them that confidence in their offense that maybe some of that lack of confidence might be creeping in.
And certainly will help having Porter Road able to play tonight. Again, he is active. Also, talking about a guy that's coming back is the big left guard, Edward Hardig, 6'6", 285-pound senior. He was out the first 2 weeks. And again, just kind of touching on some other players for the Tigers. We understand Leo Collins, wide receiver, is getting closer, not available tonight. But again, he is progressing well.
And along with Drew Winesapple, also out again. Those two guys are captains. But we talked about Chris Yaden. He must have got hurt this week in practice for Central. He's out there on crutches. So, the captain's coming out to the middle of the field, and it looks like Collins might be dressed, though. He's wearing a uniform.
You see the Memorial captains, which are Leo Collins, Caleb Elsperman, and also
Carrick
Johnson as the other captain. For the Central Bears, it is Jace Ashby, Boston Steers, Riley Broshears, and Deshaun Stewart. All right, let's focus on the Central side. Some keys for the Bears tonight.
They have to be able to sustain some drives. And not only that, get points on the board from their offense. Defensively, they're doing a nice job containing. They've got that 3-down lineman. They'll roll up on one of the linebackers. A lot of times against Mater Dei, I saw where they were dropping 8. So their defense is probably going to be set up to stop the passing game. But again, the running game for Memorial could advance. We'll probably see a lot of Donovan Baker in the backfield as well as the coin has been tossed. And Jevin, who's the winner?
Well, it looks like Central won the toss. They defer to the second half. Therefore, we'll see the Tigers offense first tonight. And while we have a second, tonight's referees are Brian LaRoche, Tyler Ferguson, Stanley Vollmer, Brian Murphy, and Dustin Schmidt are the 5 guys in stripes.
Good crowd for both teams on hand here at historic Enlow Field as football ready to begin here, week 3. Unbelievable. The regular season will be 1/3 over after tonight, Jevin.
I'll tell you what, after seeing some scores from the first 2 weeks throughout the SIAC, I think there's many fans still trying to figure out where the teams fit in terms of power rankings or standings.
Well, look at the numbers right now. The 2 West Side schools, Evansville Rights and Evansville Mater Dei, and the Southern Indiana Athletic Conference, they are 2-0. These 2 teams are both 0-2 as they're looking to be the one that comes away with a 1-2 record, the other 0-3 as Central will be kicking off. Lane Gabbert will be kicking off as the Tigers have Rode and Baker along with Pierce deep. Of course, Hugh Pierce, that 84-yard kickoff return to start the second half against Jasper. We're ready for football here tonight.
And tonight's kickoff is brought to you by The Book Broker. Central kicking off on your screen, right to left. Pretty good sized crowd following across from us. Our vantage point behind the Central sideline here this evening. And with that, Gabbard puts his right foot into it. Week 3 is underway. It is a low line drive kick here on the near sideline. And it is scooped up by Donovan Baker at the 10. Baker had some issues. Now middle of the field, 20. Tries to get to the outside, 30. Baker is loose, far sideline, 40. To the midfield stripe and finally angled out of bounds. The man that forced him out was Luke Picorni. But a good start for the Tigers on a great return by Donovan Baker.
Baker bobbled it about the 15, picked it up at the 10, and then cuts across from right to left, right in front of the Memorial bench. And you're right, Picorni runs him down. He doesn't make the tackle. We could have had the Tigers' second kickoff run to have a score. Anyway, they stayed on the Bears side on the left hash at the Central 45.
The Tigers have not scored a touchdown from scrimmage through the first 2 weeks. Again, their one touchdown they had was the kickoff return, week 1 to start quarter number 3. Senior quarterback Caleb Elsperman ready for this 1st and 10 snap as they start in Central Territory at the 45-yard line.
Too deep, 5 down linemen.
Elsperman to throw on 1st and 10, moving to his right, throws, and it's picked off at the 40-yard line. And forced out of bounds on the interception for the Bears. Snagging that was Luke Robards. The senior comes up big on the first play from scrimmage.
Robards, one of the top tacklers for Central, steps right in front of the receiver at about the 42-yard line and runs it back into Tiger territory at the 49. So just like that, one play, the Bears defense turns it over against the Tigers.
That is Elsperman's 4th interception of the season, and now Central will start in Tigers territory at the 49. Their quarterback is Boston Steers, a 6'1 senior, 175 pounds. As he goes under center on 1st and 10, they give his to Jackson, and Jackson Stetter steps forward for a couple of yards to the Tigers' 47. That is Javen Jackson, a 5'5 junior, 145 pounds. Would imagine at 5'5, Mike, he can be tough to see behind that line sometimes.
And as a result, he'll be able to be very elusive. We'll see Rogelio Diaz in the backfield as well as 2nd down and 8 just underway. A sudden change for the defense for Central.
2nd and 7. They pitch it out right side to Jackson. Tries to cut it back in between tackles, but he is gobbled up by a host of Tigers. Back at what was the line of scrimmage at the start of this drive. So Jackson gains 2, then loses 2. It'll be a 3rd and 10.
Coming up defensively for Memorial was Brady Combs. So back to the original line of scrimmage.
Jackson for Central, who's gotten a touch the first 2 plays, averages just a tick over 3 yards per carry. And now Central in a throwing down here, 3rd and 10. And looking at Steers' numbers this year, he has 15 of 29, 116 yards. So not a ton of damage done through the air.
3 receivers start right side.
Low snap, and the quarterback Steers just falls on it for a loss of 4 or 5 yards. So the Tigers defense comes up big after the interception from Elsperman. They force a 3 and out. Real quick, I mentioned the kickoff was brought to you by the Book Broker. At the Book Broker, buy new and used comics, sports cards, and sports memorabilia. Get your favorite gaming and video games, and also Blu-ray and DVDs. Of course, you can get books at the Book Broker, located at 2717 Covert Avenue in Evansville.
Gabbard averages 28.5 yards a punt. Will kick it away as Johnson and Pierce deep for the Tigers. So they avoid the bullet there on the turnover.
Pretty good kick to Pierce. Good hang time. He takes it from the 15, leaping past the defender at the 20. He's tripped up shy of the 25-yard line. So the Tigers offense back out there quickly after Elsperman threw a pick on the first play.
Nice coverage there for Central on the punt coverage. Mason Eads, the senior. So Memorial Tigers, their first possession, they had it at the Central 45. Now they'll start on their own 24.
Well, you know, Porter Road is chomping at the bit to get his first carry of the season against his former team. Road lines up to the left of Elsperman, the 5'9 junior, 185-pound Porter Road. See if they go to him here on 1st and 10. They fake it to Road. Elsperman slings it far sideline, caught by Luke Elsperman to the 40. Elsperman 50. He has some speed. One man left to beat 30. And he's tripped up at the 20-yard line. Luke Elsperman almost took it to the house. The man that saved that tackle for Central was, I think, 22, Jackson Hinkie, the junior.
From the Memorial 24-yard line, they'll mark it all the way down to the Central 20. So
there's a flag back here, though.
There's
like
a flag.
Hold.
Oh, my goodness. Let's mark it at the 35-yard line. So they'll move it back 10. So that will be actually a net 1 yard pass, but they'll end up losing about 55 yards because of the penalty.
So that takes away the big completion from brother to brother, Caleb to Luke Elsperman. Luke on the receiving end in his sophomore season for the Tigers.
Well, they'll move it back to the original line of scrimmage, so
do it over again.
That was a play that really didn't happen.
High formation here on 1st and 10. They give it to Porter Road. He runs off left tackle, tries to turn the corner, and he gets some running room past the 40 before he is punished at the 46-yard line. That's a gain of 22 on his first carry of the season, Porter Road.
Nice job there, Luke Picorni. Doesn't knock him out on the 46-yard line. It's more yards, a first down for the Tigers.
Road last year in a Central uniform, he ran for 401 yards, about 100 carries, had 2 touchdowns, both of which were in their game against Harrison. Central a season ago, they won just 2 games under head coach Andy Zirkelbach, who's now in his 2nd season. 1st and 10 for the Tigers from their own 46-yard line, and before the snap we have whistles on the far sideline.
Timeout.
Timeout called by the Tigers.
Timeout, Tigers.
And we'll take it with them. Early first quarter, no score from Menlo Field. Early first quarter, still no score. Week 3 action. Had plenty of action the first few minutes, just nobody scored yet. Elsperman hands off the road. Stetter steps a bit, tries to turn the corner, does into Bears territory, and he's angled out of bounds on the Tigers sideline.
Close to a first down, runs out to the left side for the 2nd straight time. And both of these coaches are Memorial grads. As John Hurley in 89 and Andy Zirkelbach in 93. Both of them went to U of E, and Zirkelbach graduated from there. Hurley went to U of E and then graduated from University of Southern Indiana.
So Rhodes carried for 22 yards and now 9 yards on 2nd and short play action. Elsperman flings it deep down the middle of the field. It's a jump ball, batted away. They were trying to hook up for Luke Elsperman, but a good play by the Central secondary. Getting his paw on it was Ashton Leach, the sophomore defensive back.
The receiver had a step, but give Ashton Leach a good job as the Tigers went for it all on 2nd and short, looking to pick up the first down now and keep the drive alive.
That's one of those where 2nd and short you feel like you have a free play almost.
That's right. As in Memorial had a turnover on the first play offensively, a pass interference, and then had a 55-yard pass called back because of holding, but they'll get a first down because Central moves offside. So if not only get a free play, they get a first down the next one without snapping it.
Looked like Vash Drysdale, who jumped early on the Central front. So a first down for the Tigers at the Bears' 39-yard line. Again, looking for their first touchdown from a scrimmage this year.
2nd possession, both times have been in Central territory.
Tigers offense came in averaging 63 yards per game on the ground, 135 through the air. Hand off to Road, right up the middle. Finds a seam, busting forward past the 30 and down to the 28-yard line. 11 more for Porter Road, and he has had 3 fairly long runs on this drive.
They've gone to that 2-back backfield, and they've got a freshman in there, Brady Combs. Of course, Branston and Brock's younger brother, just the freshman. So 3 first downs for the Tigers.
Now 4 minutes gone here in the first quarter. This Bears defense in the first 2 weeks allowing about 30 points per game.
Donovan Baker now in the backfield along with Rhodes.
On first down, they go to play action. In the pocket, throwing it deep down the middle of the field and too tall for Luke Elfreman. The pass was incomplete. Luke was fairly well covered as well. It's 2nd and 10.
That's that post pattern. They've gone to that pattern about 2 or 3 times already. They've gone for the deep pass. They have not been able to connect. The short pass got intercepted the first play of the game.
That was Luke Robards who picked off Caleb Elfreman to start the game. And Caleb coming into play tonight, completing 46% of his passes, just a little over 200 yards.
And his brother Luke, the top receiver for the Tigers. Well, 3 receivers out to the right.
2nd and 10 for Memorial. The give is to Rode, up the middle. Some more space inside the 20-yard line. Down around the 18. Appears to have enough for the first down.
On the stop was Hinkie.
The Tigers are inside the red zone, which is brought to you by Peace of Mind Counseling.
Ball on the left hash mark, right-handed thrower. A lot of run-pass option, the RPO, if you can want to go to the right. 2 backs in the backfield. Combs back at fullback.
They give his to Rode off left tackle. Now he changes direction and cuts it back inside. Rumbling forward down to the 10. Gain of about 8 or 9.
Brody Mueller on the stop. Again, Mueller, the top tackler for Central, coming in with 29. I guess we're finding out number 4 is not Combs, okay? Maybe that's Carrick Johnson. Maybe he had to switch out jerseys.
He's got rid of the 5, huh? Instead of
He
45, he's 4.
All right. Well, they're both about the same size.
It is 2nd and 3 from the Central 9. On play action. Rolling to his right is Elfreman. Under some pressure, takes off running inside the 10 and gets upended around the 5-yard line. Again, he needed just 3 yards for a first down. He got enough for that. It'll be 1st and goal from the 5.
All right, we're corrected. It's still early in the season for us. We'll get the numbers right. And Carrick Johnson, number 4, led the charge on the block. As they get it inside the 5, they'll mark it at the 3-yard line.
About halfway through this first quarter. And now a timeout is called by Central as the Tigers are knocking on the door.
Timeout Central.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Central just called their first time out of the quarter, and the Bears knocking on the door for the first time tonight. This is their 2nd offensive drive, and they have gotten some good contribution from their running back, Porter Rode, in his first game this year. And
this drive starts at the Memorial 24 with 9:38 to go, with 6:38, so a 3-minute drive and a bunch of plays.
I've got him for 8 plays right now.
8 plays, looking for number 9. As they'll actually go unbalanced left, look for a toss.
They toss it left side. Porter Rode fighting for the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Tigers. Porter Rode against his former team strikes first. 6-0 Memorial.
Tigers like to go in an unbalanced formation sometimes on deep in the on the goal line, and that time they had an extra blocker out there, and Porter Rode gets the first offensive touchdown, as Jevin says, for the Tigers. Comes with 6:33 to go here in the first quarter, as Pete Barrett, the freshman, will look to add as Alex Brashear is the long snapper.
Left-footed kicker, and he sticks it right through the middle. So Fisher 2 for 2 on PATs this year. 7-0 Tigers, middle of the first quarter.
Melk, located in Evansville, Indiana, provides mechanical, electrical, and plumbing solutions nationwide. We deliver quality service to the industrial, commercial, and healthcare industries. If you have a big project, we bring big solutions. That includes designing and installing green energy systems that benefit your business. Our in-depth knowledge and commitment to safety make us the perfect partner in MEP contracting. Contact us for an estimate on your next project. Melk, big projects, big solutions.
A Rights Memorial education is now more affordable than ever. If you fit within certain income guidelines, you could receive over $6,000 of tuition assistance. Find out if you qualify for an Indiana School Choice Scholarship or other tuition assistance opportunities. Your child, your money, your choice. Visit rightsmemorial.org/tuition-assistance for more information.
7-0 Tigers as they score first. 6:33 to go in the first quarter. And
Jackson
Tigers go 9 plays, 76 yards, 3 minutes and 5 seconds. Scoring drive is brought to you by Simplicity Furniture. They're located at 1309 North Green River Road in Evansville. Have fun shopping for furniture with the Coslets, Father Pat and sons Chase and Kelsey.
Squib kick. Keep it away from Diaz and Jackson at the 20. Picked up.
And shut off around the 30-yard line on the return as we look at the scoring play for the Tigers. On the pitch to the left side. Front did a good job and fairly easy touchdown for Road.
Good acceleration, good speed. As on the hold was Simon Schultz on the extra point. As the kickoff return for Central goes from the 20. They'll mark it at the 31. And returning it was Dylan Mays.
The drive starts from the Bears' 31-yard line. Handoff goes right up the middle for Jackson. Not much running room, tough sledding. As we look at the starting lineups for the Central Bears, brought to you by Rockabar.
A lot of good players there. 6 guys going both ways as we look at Diaz and Jackson, the top ball carriers for Central.
Javen Jackson's been a busy man here in the early going for Central. Officially got 4 yards on that carry. It's 2nd and 6 for the Bears from their own 35-yard line. Again, Jackson. He is gobbled up and brought down. As we look at the Tigers starting defense.
Carrick, instead of 45, number 4 makes the tackle there. Jack Brackett, one of the top defenders as well. Kelton Farmer, one of the top tacklers. He and Johnson, Carrick Johnson, 2 of the top 8 tacklers in the SIAC.
Tigers starting defense brought to you by Rockabar. And you mentioned Johnson on that tackle. He came in number 1 in that category in this Tigers team. That was his 25th tackle of the year. Sets up a 3rd and about 5 or 6 for the Bears. Moving to his left is Steers, looking to throw, pitches it near sideline, caught right at the sticks, and getting the first down is Rogelio Diaz, a senior wide receiver.
Diaz, nice job, found himself open, settled down on the catch, and was able to go up high and catch the ball and stay in bounds as they'll mark it at the Central 41. Their initial first down on their second possession.
Rogelio Diaz, his 7th catch of the season, just north of 60 yards in total. 1st and 10 for the Bears from their own 43-yard line. Diaz in motion left to right. They give it to Diaz, trying to turn the corner. Doesn't have much room to run, and Diaz will be dumped for a loss of a couple of yards. Football is loose. Tigers are pointing in that direction. We'll wait for a signal. Tigers still pointing their direction, but looks like the Bears came up with it, but still on that carry, a loss of a few yards for Diaz.
Good job defensively that time for the Tigers, forcing him outside was Sam Brackett as he loses yards on the play from the 43 to the 39.
So it's second and roughly 15 yards. 4.5 to go, opening quarter. Tigers 7, Bears nothing.
They bring in Dayton Stewart in as a blocking back.
They pitch it to Jackson. Now he runs in between the hash marks, crashing to the 43-yard line. He gets 4 yards back, and still a 3rd and long now for the Bears. Something they don't want to be positioned in too much. We talked about Steers' passing numbers so far this year.
Yeah, Alex Brochier's sophomore linebacker. He's got a little bit of a rivalry because the starting center for Central, number 55, Riley Brochier, is a senior. They're cousins, both their dads, brothers. As we'll be seeing both of the Brochiers, one side of the ball and the other, here battling out tonight defensively and offensively.
Tigers trying to get off the field once again. A 5 wide receiver set, empty backfield for Boston Steers. 3-step drop. He heaves it near sideline and way too high. The nearest man was Rogelio Diaz, who had a catch on this drive, and it's 4th down. The Bears will have to punt. And we go back to the opening kickoff return of the night. This is brought to you by Telemetry Sports. Tigers got off to a good start as it was Donovan Baker on the return. And let's see, after he had some issues with the kickoff, he scoops it up, and let's see what his top speed is.
Goes around the left side, picks up steam right in front of the Tigers bench. Almost 20.
19.4 was the top speed. Again, that is brought to you by Telemetry Sports. Punt is away. Good spiraling kick. This is Hugh Pierce, who catches it to the 15-yard line. Stetto steps a bit, gets a block here near side. Flag flies. This will be coming back as Pierce gallops to the midfield stripe, and now another flag flies in. Pretty obvious hold here on the near sideline that created some space for Hugh Pierce.
If it's against the Tigers, we'll see if maybe it might even be offsetting. But a couple of big plays have been negated due to the yellow flags. I know they're wearing yellow for Sam Strong, but those are not the yellow that the Memorial folks want to see on the field tonight. And it'll be against Memorial. That was a 42-yard punt, and a return of 25 yards will be for naught. The Tigers will start deep in their own territory.
Well, this punter for Central came in, Lane Gabbard, a 6'1 junior, 7 punts in the season, averaging about 28 yards per punt, but so far he has looked good in his 2 kicks tonight.
Yeah, I had him 38 the first time. Maybe he likes this field.
Well, it's their second straight week playing on it, so maybe he's getting used to it.
That's right.
So, looks like was there a flag on each side? Because I just saw the white hat wave it off. So it looks like offsetting penalties, and we'll do it again.
All right. Well, we'll just erase everything we just wrote down.
Tigers football is brought to you by Wright's Memorial Athletic Booster Club. Join the tradition of supporting Memorial Athletics with the revamped and revitalized Booster Club. Join us September 10th for our annual Steak Night event. Like us on Facebook for more information.
Well, we might keep it played, Jevon, because of the fact that they're going to set up shop where Pierce was tackled at the 46-yard line of Memorial. So the penalties might have been against Central down there. On the kick receive, and then there might have been a personal foul Central at the end of the play because they move it from the Memorial 46-yard line into Central territory from the 46, and where are they going to place it?
I'm going to stop guessing. I'm going to wait and see, Mike.
Yeah. Well, it's a 9 yards, whatever they put it, because now they'll start at Central 45-yard line. That's where they started the very first play of the game. So the second time in 3 possessions, they'll start on the Bears 45.
I really thought this first flag coming to their sideline was a hold against the Tigers. I thought that was fairly obvious. The second flag came in, I believe, was against Central, so that is why we had the offsetting penalties. And so after all that, we'll punt it away again with Lane Gabbard. Hey, one quick score update that we just got in that'll be noteworthy because the Tigers play Mater Dei next week on the road. Vincennes leads Mater Dei 10-7 at halftime.
Interesting score in a topsy-turvy Southern Indiana Athletic Conference. So they do have to punt it again, but they marked it off 10 against Central. we're not doing real good as far as trying to figure out what was going on here, but at least maybe I'm not figuring it out.
We've had several conversations with our referee crew.
But we do know that Lane Gabbert is set to punt it again. They originally kicked it from the 31. Now it's for the 45. I have no idea why that is. Well, they got it to the 40, to the 43.
Well, it's still Hugh Pierce and Dasmond Johnson back deep to return this punt. Nearly blocked. This one a much shorter kick. It'll be Hugh Pierce from the 21-yard line. Running far sideline, looking for a block to the 30. Stiff arms one man, then he is lassoed out of bounds at the 32, and that's where the Tigers offense will start their third drive of the evening, leading 7-0.
Fox and Robards as the 26-yard punt that time.
And I mentioned third drive for the Tigers. Their first drive was just one play as Elshman was picked off, and then on their second drive, Porter Road pretty well took them right down the field using his wheels. He also scored from 5 yards out, capping off that drive, which was 9 plays, 76 yards. Here is Caleb Elshman running near side. A flag flies in after a gain of about 5. It was actually Luke Elshman who took that snap and then fed it to Caleb. So a little role reversal there. We'll see what this flag is all about.
Holding Tigers.
Holding against the Tigers.
Well, you give Caleb a 5-yard run, but they'll mark the penalty 10 yards back. So in essence, a net loss of 5. But Elsperman will get 5 yards rushing in the stat sheet. Second holding penalty against the Tigers.
This makes it a first down and 16. Tigers go with a 3, make it a 4 wide receiver set. Single wide receiver near side on your screen is again Caleb Elshman. They do a direct snap, and that play goes nowhere. The direct snap
Matthew Fisher
was to Matthew Fisher. So head coach John Hurley with a couple of trickery plays to open up this drive, but those trickery plays now has them set in a second and forever.
Fisher loses 6 on the play.
Scoreboard, if you just joined us, it is 7-0 Tigers. I will update you on the score periodically. Thank you.
Just heard that announcement. I guess the scoreboard is not operating how it should be, so it is 7-0 Memorial. But they have a second down and very long. The give is to Road. Not much running room there, and for the first time tonight, the Central defense bottles up their former teammate, and it's third down and long. And again, that snap went to Fisher.
Robards along with Drysdale on the stop. No gain.
Road on the carry. He was brought down by number 33, Luke Roberts, and number 68, Vash Drysdale.
So that'll be third down and long. The Tigers got to get all the way down to the 41-yard line to pick up a first.
Well, Matthew Fisher still lines up as quarterback on a 3 wide receiver set, and Central jumps early. So that'll make it a little bit closer. It'll still be third and long.
Encroachment on the Bears.
Is this surprising to you on this drive, having Caleb Elshman line up as wide receiver and Fisher taking a couple of snaps?
Well, you want to have your athletes out on the field, as Fisher is the backup quarterback. He actually played a couple series last week when we had you out helping other people in different places.
I was on assignment elsewhere.
Yeah, on assignment. Jared Lewis coming over and doing the play-by-play.
So Fisher on third and long. They try to set up the screen pass. Bubble screen is caught by Hugh Pierce, but throw was behind him, and he was surrounded by a white jersey. So short gain and fourth and long for the Tigers. They'll have to punt for the first time tonight.
Fisher's pass complete to number 12, Hugh
comes out, give them a couple yards, as they'll get it out to the 27 of Memorial, but Memorial will have to punt it away, and this time we've got Porter Rhodes actually lining up to be the punter.
Well, these depth charts are coming in handy, Mike.
That's right. At least we know who's not playing.
Central's return man back around his own 40, and for the Bears, that is Ashton Leach.
And Donovan Baker did the punting the first two. And then now we have another penalty.
Delay a game. Now we looked up Rhodes' rushing stats from last year. I don't know if he did any kicking for Central or not. Well,
can't confirm.
We'll see how he is. Pretty good kick, spiraling kick to the 41-yard line, and wrapped up immediately. On the return was Ashton Leach, and the man flying in for the Tigers was Alex Broshears.
Nice job there. Rhodes gets it high. Broshears, after about a 4-yard pickup, comes up with the stop. As the punt goes all the way back to the 42. Broshears, after a couple-yard pickup, will make the stop as Central get the ball 1st and 10 on their own 42 with seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
This will be the Bears' third offensive drive. They did pick up 1 first down on their last possession. On play action, Steers will keep it himself. All kinds of running room. 50 to the 45. He's angled out of bounds at the Tigers' 46-yard line.
Well, and we know number 4 is not Combs, but we know 45 is Johnson, so we're going to have to find out who number 4 is.
So Central in Memorial territory for the second time this evening. Trips wide receivers bunch to the near side as Steers goes under center. They pitch it left side. And on the carry, this is Javen Jackson. He squirts through for maybe a yard. And that play should take us to the end of the first quarter. Tigers score on a 5-yard rushing touchdown from Porter Road, and after 1, it is Memorial 7, Central nothing.
Oakland City University is a private Christian college at a state school price. Check out the Good Neighbor Scholarship that allows for a major savings on tuition and is available to any first-time student living within 60 miles of campus with plans to commute. Oakland City University, an affordable college education right in your backyard. Call today or visit this link to learn more about the Good Neighbor Scholarship.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Seven 7-0 Tigers after 1 quarter of play here at Enloe Field. Alongside Mike Scavara, I'm Jevin Redmond. Shout out to the rest of our crew, cameraman Joel Mears and Jerry Collins, our producer tonight. Tigers football is brought to you by Oakland City University. It is Southern Indiana's premier faith-based professional university. Enter to learn, go forth to serve. Contact OCU at GoMightyOaks.com. All right, Mike, quick thoughts from the first quarter. What stood out?
Well, Sam Mattingly, the stat guy for the Memorial Tigers, tells us number 4 is Lewis Seward. So Seward wearing number 4.
All righty, so one of our problems solved. Bears will have a 2nd and 10. Inside give goes nowhere. Tigers read that well. That inside give for the Bears went to Deshaun Stewart, and the Memorial defense sniffed that out quickly.
Joey Collins, number 39, comes in, makes the stop. As Seward Deshaun Stewart loses 2.
So Seward was the guy that was lining up as fullback earlier too, right?
Yep.
Okay. Unless they just keep changing numbers down there.
We'll get it right before the night's over, Jared. Or Jevin. Jared was last week.
3rd and 11 for the Bears. Low snap, Steers moving to his right. Takes off running, and he is well short of the first down. Twisted out of bounds at the 43. A flag right around the initial line of scrimmage, and the White Hats signaled a hold.
It's a 10-yard penalty, and it happens 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So does Coach Hurley take it?
I wouldn't think so, but it would be about a 4th and 8 or 9.
Against the Bears.
Or a 3rd and
a lot longer.
Roughly 20ish, so.
Play that field position. You talk about offense, defense, and special teams. I always like to talk about the secondary 3 things. They talk about is time of possession, field position, and turnovers.
So they do take the penalty. 3rd and long here for Central, just underway in the second quarter. We've seen Boston Steers roll out a few times tonight, mostly to take off running. He's only thrown a couple of passes.
Empty the backfield out.
This is a 5 wide receiver set for the Bears. Trips here the near side on your screen.
4-man rush.
Knee-high snap. Steers has to take off running. Middle of the field, the 50. Turns the corner, got a block at the 45, tiptoes far sideline around the 40, and a flag flies in from our back judge. So back-to-back plays, we have a penalty.
We'll have a block in the back against Central about the Tigers' 44-yard line. So they'll move it back to about the 46. So that'll net Steers about a 5-yard run.
I'm glad you're keeping the stats.
I'm not saying they're right, but we haven't been wrong yet, but we haven't been right all the time tonight.
So they back it up to the 47-yard line of Central. It'll still be 3rd down and long.
I have Central 5 penalties for 40 yards. The Tigers 3 for 25. We'll do it again. 3rd and long.
The only pass we've seen Steers complete tonight is to Rogelio Diaz with the near sideline, a fairly short toss that got him a first down. That was on their 2nd drive of the evening.
This is when you go long, and if it gets intercepted, it's just like a punt.
Heaves it. 1-on-1 coverage, far sideline, nowhere near his intended man. And the pass falls incomplete. Yep, Luke Picorni, the 6'1 senior, is who they're trying to hook up with. 4th and long, and again, the Bears will punt with Lane Gabbard, who has a couple of good punts tonight.
Gibson Southern 50, Washington 6 in the second quarter.
Yeah, I had a 38-yarder, and then he had a 42-yarder that got called back. Ended up being a 26-yarder. Again, the Tigers will send back Ashman Johnson along with Hugh Pierce.
Punt away. This will be returned by Johnson. Middle of the field. 30. 35. Squeezes through 40. And he's wrestled down from behind. Good tackle by Central's Brody Mueller.
33-yard punt and a 23-yard return. So the Tigers will set up shop. First time, second period. In pretty good field position from their own 43. In fact, Memorial... Jevin has started on the Central 45, the Memorial 24, the Memorial 40 or 31, and now the Memorial 43. So decent field position for the Tigers all night.
One time they did cash in was the 9-play, 76-yard drive toward the end of the first quarter. The give is to Rowe. 45-yard line, 50, makes a man miss, and then steamrolls a Central defender down to the Bears' 43-yard line. Boy, that was some downhill running by the 5'9 junior Porter Road.
Good size, good speed, good second effort, and now he's down, and maybe we got a leg cramp. He might be down a while.
Why do our students love Wrights Memorial?
Because our academics prepare students to succeed in college and in life.
I believe in educating our students to their highest potential. I believe in creating a welcoming, faith-based learning environment. And I believe a memorial education is the foundation for a bright future.
Explore the endless possibilities at Wrights Memorial.
First and 10 for the Tigers from the Bears' 44-yard line. They pitch it. Running right side is Donovan Baker. And Baker glides forward to the 39. It's a pickup of 5. And that last play before we stepped aside, Porter Road went down with an injury. And then he made it off the field under his own power, limping a bit. But now it's back to Donovan Baker, who was a starter at the running back position the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, Baker coming in the game for the Tigers, 23 carries, 80 yards. Looks like the sophomore Matt Fisher is going to be under center here, as they'll bring in Johnson as the fullback and give it to him.
They give it to the fullback Johnson. Ball squirts loose. There's a scrum for it. No whistles yet. And Central comes up with a loose football. It's a fumble by Carrick Johnson. First time he's coughed it up this year. And that is the second Tigers turnover tonight.
Luke Robards comes up with the loose ball. So the fumble recovery. Second takeaway by the Bears. Here's a replay. He gets hit, loses the ball before he goes down, and Robards for the white-shirted Bears comes up with the football.
Saw that ball kind of squirt up in the air. Actually went off one of the helmets and then was recovered by Central. So they take over with 9:03 left in the second. Tigers 7, Bears nothing. Empty backfield for Steers. Quick pass, near side, bobbled and incomplete as he was trying to collaborate with Zaylen Price, a sophomore. 2nd and 10.
Steers pass incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Bears.
As we talked about at the open, both teams offensively starving for points. The Tigers only 10 coming into the game. Central lowest in the SIC. Central right behind them with only 13.
Yeah,
and nothing's changed much here.
They were shut out week 1 against Mater Dei, 35-0. Central lost last week, 26-13 against Boise.
Empty backfield.
Steers rifles it near side, caught by Jackson. Has a blocker at the 40, and he scissors through to the 45, make it 46-yard line. Right at about a 10-yard gain on the pass from Steers to Javen Jackson. That's only his 3rd catch of the season, and he has enough for the first down.
And really, that's a pass, but that's kind of like a long handoff. They wide him out. They get the ball quickly. One-step drop, throw it out there, get him wide in space, and pick up the first down. 3rd first down of the game for Central. First set of downs from their own 46.
Trips wide receivers on the near side of your screen. They give it to Jackson. Bursting through the initial line, and he's stacked up after a 3-yard gain.
Jack Rackett, one of our featured profile players, stops him. Give him about 3 on the carry.
Jack came in 3rd on the team in tackles for the first 2 weeks.
Great acceleration. Both Diaz and Jackson have some great speed. Try to utilize it there. 3 receivers out. Now Steers will go underneath center.
They pitch it to Jackson, looking for a block near side. Wiggles to the 45-yard line, and he's got enough for the first down as he gets to the Tigers' 43-yard line.
Good 2nd and 3rd effort there. The Tigers had 4 defenders around him, but he was squirted free to pick up the 2nd first down of this drive. Starts on the 36-yard line of Central with 9:07 to go. We're down to 7.5 And it's now in Tiger territory at the Memorial 44.
So the Bears have been in the Tigers territory a few times tonight, but it's been right in this general area, and then the Tigers defense shuts them down. This is a 5 wide receiver set. We'll see if Steers gets it out quickly. Does to the other side of the field. Caught behind the line of scrimmage. This is Rogelio Diaz. And then Diaz is gang tackled at the 39-yard line. That goes for 5 yards. Steers to Diaz.
Same play the other way, but this time Diaz looked like they had him stopped at the line of scrimmage or backwards from the scrimmage line. But he able to squirt free and, as you say, pick up 5. Best sustained drive of the night for Central.
So far, it seems like that's their best option, Central, is get the ball out quickly in the flat and let your playmakers go to work.
And they get him in space there as the Memorial defense has to sprint out there to cover him.
Second and 5. They give his off-right tackle, and Jackson was met first by Lewis Seward. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Early, give him about a yard. So it'll be 3rd and 4.
He was brought down by number 4, Lewis Seward.
Joey Collins also on the stop. It's certainly 4-down territory for the Bears. If they don't get the first here, they'll go for it. Now, when they've gotten this far, they tried Gabbard 3 field goals last week and had the distance in 2 of them, but has not been able to connect. Short yardage, Deshaun Stewart might get the ball.
The give is to Javen Jackson again, and he may have earned that first down inside the 35-yard line to the 34. And it is a first down for the Bears. The drive continues with 5:45 to go here in the second.
The offensive line for Central has gotten some good charges so far. And they pound it in the middle, and then they'll try to get on the outside with either Jackson or Diaz. That has been the formula in this offensive series for the Bears.
Under center is Steers on 1st and 10. Screen pass comes near sideline, caught by Price, and then Price tries to turn it back inside before he's tripped up at the 31-yard line.
I'd have to see a replay on that one because I'm not so sure if that was a pass or a lateral. But Price picks up good yardage, give him about 3. Here it is. Yeah, that's a lateral. He threw back about a yard. So that's a rushing play.
Zaylen Price, just a 6'1 sophomore.
Good job by Jerry Collins, our producer, and good coverage again by Joel Mears, our camera guy.
2nd and 8. They go back to the running back and Javen Jackson. Jackson ends up losing yards as he was gobbled up again by a host of Tigers. Lost 2 on the play, and it's 3rd and long.
Might have even lost more, but he made a couple of Tigers miss in the hole.
Broshears and Seward get credit for the tackle for Memorial.
That brings up 3rd and 9.
Well, the quick pass, quick toss has been efficient so far. Or we've seen Steers a couple times roll out and beat the defensive end. That could be another option.
It's officially 3rd and 9. Steers looking to throw. Goes to the other side of the field, and a juggling attempt is dropped by Javen Jackson. Had he pulled that in, he had some room to operate on that far side of the field, but Jackson couldn't haul it in. It's 4th and 9.
Jackson had Carrick Johnson. Johnson almost picked it off. Here, let's look at the replay. Steers throws it out there. Johnson a little bit late, gets it, tips once, twice, drops.
So it's 4th and 9 now from the 33, and as Mike mentioned earlier, 4-down territory. You're kind of in no man's land, and I think Central might let the play clock run down and think about the play they want to run here on 4th down.
That's what we're going to do.
As Central trails 7-0 here late in the second quarter.
MLK, located in Evansville, Indiana, provides mechanical, electrical, and plumbing solutions nationwide. We deliver quality service to the industrial, commercial, and healthcare industries. If you have a big project, we bring big solutions. That includes designing and installing green energy systems that benefit your business. Our in-depth knowledge and commitment to safety make us the perfect partner in MEP contracting. Contact us for an estimate on your next project. MLK, big projects, big solutions.
Well, Central has a 4th down and 9 as you get a good look at the Tigers student section, repping their school across from us.
Wearing the yellow tonight for Sam Strong. Sam Strong night.
We have one SIAC score, by the way, at halftime over on the west side of Evansville at the Bowl. Wrights thumping Jasper 27-7. Also one more score to report. Second quarter action, Harrison and North are scoreless.
Well, 4th down, the ball at the Memorial 43-yard line. This is where Coach Zirkelbach and his staff is going to cook up the best play that they've worked on this week in order to come up with good yardage. Too long. This would be a 50-yard field goal if they tried it. So they'll put out 5 receivers out. So it's either going to be that quick pass or something out in the flat.
Here we go on 4th and 9. Flags fly as the snap was received by Steers.
Is that a delay of game? No, illegal shift. So back them up 5.
I want to update one more score that I just mentioned, by the way. I said North and Harrison were scoreless. North actually leads 7-0 now in the second quarter.
Yeah, one of the outside receivers stepped up and was not set a full second before they snapped it. That drew the penalty. So they'll back them up more.
I know field position-wise you're in an area where you could go for it, but as 4th and 14, I almost think about trying to pin Memorial deep, because if you don't get this, and the Tigers will set up relatively well, and if you're Central, I mean, you're right in this game down just a score. You get the ball to start the third quarter.
I like your thinking.
It might work out for them, but we just haven't seen those plays for Central that can get them 14, 15 yards. We'll see if they can get it here on 4th and long. Steers moving to his right, tries to go back left, and down he goes at the midfield stripe. He is dumped by Lewis Seward. We didn't know who he was for the first quarter because he changed numbers, but we know who he is now. Seward with his first sack of the season.
Yeah, the quarterback sack. Good job. Seward, and maybe the change in numbers is making a difference. He's playing linebacker. He comes in, beats his man, and comes up with the sack, and the Tigers will get the ball near midfield.
So now Memorial in really good position here. All kinds of time left. Just under 4 minutes to go second quarter as they trail 7-0. And offense trying to get on track. They've really only had one good drive tonight. That was a 9-play drive, 76 yards in the first quarter. Caleb Elshman back in there as the quarterback out of the shotgun with Rode to his right hip. Pass far sideline. Juggling catch. Out of bounds though. Jackson Draper is who they were trying to go to.
Draper, one of the secondary guys. First time getting a little play on offense. The pass was delivered, but the field is 53 yards and 1 foot wide, and they needed 53 and 2 feet for that one to count.
I mentioned that Caleb Elshman back in there at quarterback. The last drive we saw some Matthew Fisher at quarterback, and then Caleb went and lined up as a wide receiver.
Single coverage on Hugh Pierce here on the bottom of the screen.
They go to Rode up the middle. Stutter steps a bit, and then he bulls his way forward to the Bears' 47 as he carves out 4 yards.
Stop stepping up was Jonathan Cardona. No huddle, quick to the line for the Tigers. Now they'll flash in a play with Coach Hurley.
Still plenty of time with the play clock as Elsterman waits for the snap. Good one-on-one coverage here at the bottom of your screen with Hugh Pierce. Elsterman steps up. Now he takes off running 45. He got the first down 40 to the 35-yard line. Upended at the 33. That's a run of 14 yards for the senior QB.
Put a circle around that play. Big yards, moves the ball into the Bears territory as the Tigers will go no huddle again.
I like this up-tempo from the Tigers. We saw it some week 1 against Jasper, and they were fairly effective, and that up-tempo causes Central to use a timeout with just under 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Tigers on the move, leading 7-0.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Central just had to burn their last time out of the half as the Tigers are marching right down the field. They're at the Central 33-yard line with a fresh set of downs, leading 7-0 here late second quarter.
Bunch formation, 3 to the left.
They call Porter Rhodes' number. He makes a couple of men miss to the 20. Row to the 15, 10-5. He'll walk in. Touchdown, Tigers!
32-yard
scamper. There is a flag out here around the 20-yard line, though.
But there is a flag on the play.
Well, he ran 32 yards, but in the first 2 yards, he made 2 guys miss. But a penalty's on the 20. Looks like it's going to bring the ball back.
Well, you know, with where the flag was thrown around the 20, Road had already done all the work. Whatever hold was done by the Tigers wasn't really needed because Road was going to score regardless of what happened. But they call it back, and we'll try it again.
Give him 12 yards on the carry. And another penalty against the Tigers.
How many is that now?
That's 4, and 3 of those have been 10-yarders.
Feels like a lot more. I guess because they've come on big plays.
In crucial situations. Actually give him 2 on the carry. Come back with the same play maybe.
Still first down. Quick wide receiver screen pass caught by here Pierce. And Pierce is yanked down short of the 25-yard line. Pickup of 4.
Chase Ashby, one of the captains. No huddle. 2 minutes and counting.
Well, they still have a couple of timeouts in the back pocket as well, so they're not worried about the clock at all at this moment.
3 receivers set out to the right.
Running back is Baker. Looking to throw on second down. Pass goes far sideline, and it is hauled in inside the 20-yard line, short of the 15. And on the receiving end, that is Jack Brackett.
Yeah, one of our profile players did a nice job coming back to the football, and that's a first down. First down, hot pass.
They're inside the red zone, brought to you by Peace of Mind Counseling. 2 minutes to go, second quarter. Baker, the running back again. They pitch it to Baker, looking for a block, and not much running room there as he is able to gain 2 or 3 yards. That'll be second down.
Nice job coming up with a stop for Central was Brody Mueller, their top tackler. Kept him to, well, it was about a 4-yard gain.
Mueller, a 5'11 senior. One of the standouts on the Central defense.
Same play the other way.
Looking to pass across the middle. It's incomplete. The target was Hugh Pierce.
Picorni on the defense.
He had a defender draped on his backside, as Mike mentioned, Luke Picorni.
Best play. Part of that about that play, it stops the clock with 1:20 to go.
Now the kicker for the Tigers this year, Barrett, is 2 for 2 on PATs, and he has made 1 field goal. That was week 1 at Jasper from 27 yards.
Coach Hurley would like 6, not 3.
That's what they'll try for here on third down. It is Road up the middle, wrapped up around the waist, down to the 9. 3 or 4 yard carry. Decision time now for John Hurley as it'll be 4th and short.
Killian Woosley on the stop. Clock running. We're going to be under a minute.
Ethan Eagles for 3 yards. That'll bring up 4th and 3.
They're going to go for
4th and 3, yeah.
Put a circle around this one, Jevin. Big play. The Tigers have been stymied by their opponents scoring in the last minute of the first 2 games. They're trying to return the favor against Central by scoring in the last minute on offense.
I formation, 4th and short. The give is to Road. Up the middle, and I'm not sure he made it. He needed 3 yards on the carry and may have only gotten 2.
Knifing in from the outside, coming up with the stop was Robards, and it's short.
So the Central defense comes up big. They tried to follow their fullback who was blocking. That was Seward. And Road was shut off a yard shy of the first down, and the Tigers turn it over on downs, and it stays a 1-score game here late in the second. Tigers football is brought to you by Mel K for all your commercial, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing needs at Mel K. Big projects, big solutions. I would think Central will be very cautious here, backed up. They don't have any timeouts left and just 36 seconds to work with.
Just keep it real basic. Give it to Jackson. Now he takes a knee.
Take a knee, and again, the Tigers, I think they only had 2 timeouts left, so no reason to use any timeouts here, and that play will take us to the end of the first half. So the only score of half number 1 came in the first quarter at the 3:05 mark, a 5-yard run from Porter Road, capping off a 9-play, 76-yard drive. Tigers fumbled once, threw an interception, then just had a turnover on downs deep inside Central territory. So with that, Mike, just kind of your thoughts here from the first half. If you're Central, you have to be thrilled you're in this game only down a score.
Missed opportunities for both teams, and kind of emblematic of how the season has gone so far. The Tigers do get their first points from offensive scrimmage.
And we'll have a chance to look at one of our plays from the first half, brought to you by Telemetry Sports. This on the Elsterman Scramble, running up the middle of the field. Made a man miss there. And Telemetry Sports, for more than 6 years, they have been working with the NFL and multiple college football teams as a data and technology provider. Player speeds and accelerations that they are providing us is generated by using computer vision, the same technology as autonomous vehicles. As you watch these players, keep in mind that over 18 miles per hour is very fast and impressive for a high school and college athlete. So halftime here at Inlow Field, it is 7-0. Tigers in front of the Bears. Hope you stay with us during our halftime show as Mike Scavara will talk with the principal of Memorial High School, Aaron Schmidt. As that is coming up next on our halftime show, 7-0 Tigers here in week 3.
School football fans, welcome back to Friday nights, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back!
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA.
When I'm at a Super Bowl and I walk in that stadium at kickoff time and I see that football sitting down there on that field, I get goosebumps because I sewed that football. I am Jane Helser, recently retired. I started working at Wilson on April 13th, 1966. I was 19 years old. I put an application at Wilson. I got the job, never thinking that I'd be there for 48 years. I enjoyed what I did, so I just stayed.
The Wilson Football Factory here, it's actually like a secret. I was raised about 20 miles from here and never even knew this place was here. We make NFL footballs year-round. We manufactured the ball for every Super Bowl, and every point scored in the NFL since 1941 has been scored with a Wilson football. Jane was the longest tenured employee when she retired.
I would get up at about 3:30 in the morning to be on the job at 5 a.m. I had to oil up my machine every day. I could sew about 150 footballs a day. A football is made from a big piece of leather. It's cut out like a cookie cutter, and that panel is split down to a certain size. They're stamped with a logo, and then there's a lining that's put on it to hold the shape of the ball. When I get the football, it's in 4 panels. There's the top 2 panels. Those 2 are sewed together, leaving the opening. Then I sew the bottom 2 panels together. After the lace holes are punched and the seam are pounded down, then I sew the full section together. The rule of thumb is you don't make a good football sewer until you run a needle through your finger. One time the needle just slid up underneath the foot, stuck in my finger. They put an ice pack on it, took me to the doctor, he cut it out, and I went back to work the rest of the afternoon. I'm tough. The turner gets the nice job of turning it right side out. Then it goes to the lacer, he or she, puts a bladder in it and then laces it. After it goes to the lacer, it's molded. Then the ball is ready to be inspected.
Sewing the football together is probably the most important quality as far as manufacturing. The ball has to have perfect seams, the ends have to line up perfectly, and therefore I think sewing is probably the most critical job in manufacturing the ball. We do not want to change the product in its total, because the most important thing is the integrity of football. So our thing's consistency, make a consistent product that feels the same to the player every time they pick it up.
There's a cold swing. I tell people that I've been to 9 Super Bowls, but I've never been to an Ohio State football game. I've been to Miami twice, Tampa twice, Arizona twice, soon to be the 3rd time, New Orleans and Indianapolis. I'm just a worker that got a job when I was 19 years old and stayed there and was able to try to do the best job I could. And I've been rewarded greatly for it.
All I ever wanted was to feel loved. He said he loved me. My friends told me it wasn't a big deal. They thought he was so cool, but they didn't know what he wanted me to do.
All I ever wanted was to feel loved. You have no idea the kind of pressure I felt to take things to the next level. Things were moving so fast. I was basically the only person in the freshman class who hadn't done it yet. So we did.
I loved him.
I thought she loved me.
My health class had CPR at school. I stayed after class to talk with the instructor about it. They showed me that it didn't have to be that way.
They showed me that I get to make my own choices.
There is another way.
That's the best thing CPR gives you. Another way. A better way.
A healthy way. Sometimes you don't see it because you're in your own world, but they don't make you feel bad. They talk to you like a real person, and and they save kids from really unhealthy decisions. They tell the truth, and they know what they're talking about. So yeah, my life was different. I started to choose the better way.
I honestly don't know where I'd be or what I'd be doing had it not been for CPR.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 21 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Welcome back to Enlow Field. We are at halftime where the Evansville Memorial Tigers lead the Evansville Central Bears 7-0. As you can see the Memorial Band looking to do their halftime activities and performance. And we are very fortunate to have the first-year principal of Evansville Memorial with us, Aaron Schmidt. And Aaron, quite a first 2 quarters, but a lot of activity going on in the stands as well, because this is Sam Strong night. Just kind of expound a little bit about who Sam Featherstone is and what Sam Strong night is all about.
Yeah, so thanks for having me, first of all. I want to tell you how much I appreciate being up here and being able to talk about it. So Sam Featherstone was a former student at Memorial High School who was I believe a graduate in 2012, if I'm not mistaken. So
valedictorian, I understand.
Yes, valedictorian. So, you know, he was a student who started developing some illnesses kind of early on in high school, got his diagnosis up and down, kind of fought back and forth. And then shortly after, he had graduated from Memorial as a valedictorian, which was a goal of his. And I was lucky enough and fortunate enough to be there at graduation and watch him give his commencement speech, which was very moving, very emotional for those of us who were there to watch it. You know, he ended up dying shortly after that, about 6 months afterwards. I believe in January he ended up passing away, if I'm not mistaken about that. So, but Sam was a student at Memorial and was somebody that was very inspirational to his classmates, somebody who was very much still very well known in the community. You know, his mom Tammy and his dad Andy still very involved, still very interested in raising money for that cause that took their son. So. And
we still are doing that every year since 2013. We can see the students wearing the yellow shirts and the players wearing the yellow socks. It's great, and people can contribute to the cause. How do they do that?
Yeah, so tonight, you know, there's the Sam Strong Foundation. I'm sure if you look it up online, you'll be able to find it and probably be able to donate right to the page. I'm sure there's an option to give there. And then additionally tonight at the game, I know that they are also collecting funds. I know they're going to be, I think Mr. Tinbarge is reading it right now, and all the proceeds that they're collecting are going to go towards that foundation. So
that's a great opportunity for all our listeners to support that foundation, and certainly you know, go to online or you can just call the high school, and
yes.
I'm sure you'll be able to help them deliver that. Well, you've got a great opportunity right now. You're first year principal, a former teacher at Memorial. A great opportunity to introduce yourself to all of our viewers of who you are. Take another minute to kind of explain your background, who you are, and how you got to become principal.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been in the diocese since I started in school. I went to St. Ben's, graduated from there in 2000, and then went to Memorial, and I'm an alumni. I'm fortunate enough to call myself that, and graduated in 2004. Went off to school, got my degree, came back, was hired back in 2009, 2010. I've been a member of the Social Studies Department since then for the past 13 years, and then was fortunate enough this year to put in for the application and try to feel like I keep telling people I feel like I was called to do more, and I felt like I had a bigger role to play, and so putting my name in for the position, and fortunately for me, they decided I was a good candidate for that position.
I'll be a Mr. Obvious here. What's the difference between being a teacher and being a principal?
Wow, yeah. So, you know, I think the thing for me is how busy they are during the summer is what I've learned from the administration side of things. I mean, there's so much that takes place behind the scenes that you just don't realize as a teacher. All the stuff that allows you to do the things that you want to do in the classroom as a teacher. You know, if those things are running smoothly behind the scenes, then you can focus on the classroom and makes it easy. And then you can assist your faculty and help them grow and help them become better teachers that way. So.
I know you, along with President Christian Mosick, have a lot of initiatives that you want to carry through. And, each year as a school, you kind of focus on different things. What's the focus for this year, Principal Schmidt, for Memorial High School on Lincoln Avenue?
Yeah, always academics, right? We always talk about kind of the, Mr. Mosick says this often, that kind of the heart of Catholic schools is faith, rigor, and discipline. Faith, rigor, and discipline, academic rigor. And one of the things that he says is, just getting back to those basics. That's what people expect with Catholic education. So we've been just kind of buckling down on some of the things that have made us successful the past 90 plus years. The things that have made us be kind of a pillar of the community. We want to get back to some of those traditions and those roots that were established by the brothers and the sisters that taught in the school and carried on by the faculty for so long.
Being a student at Memorial, a lot of responsibility because of the fact that not only the academics, but it's that servant's mentality.
Yes.
That Memorial. Just talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So one of the things that we talk about is, we don't want to focus just on athletics or academics. We always say that it doesn't have to be or. It can be and. We want our students to be very well-rounded individuals. We want them to be academic, we want them to be athletic, we want them to be service-oriented, we want them to be good people in the community. And they can be all of those things at Memorial High School, and that's one of the things that we feel that we do a very good job of. We have great community support, we have great student support, we have great parent support, and Mr. Mosick in particular has been great for Memorial High School. He's really come in and brought a lot of energy and done a really great job of invigorating the school and making us see that we have more to accomplish.
They had an event, the Booster Club has been reinvented and revamped, igniting the tradition.
Yeah.
They talked about, we've got about a minute left, just kind of talk a little bit more about to our viewers what igniting the tradition, what's that all about here at Memorial this year?
Yeah, so the igniting the tradition is the beginning of our strategic campaign. So it's a focus on kind of 4 pillars and 4 areas that we wanted to identify that we felt needed work and felt like areas that we needed to pay more attention to and focus more on. So it's Catholic identity, it's culture of excellence, it's communication, and so those areas are important to us, and they're areas and areas that we want to focus on. So and we have a lot of strategic initiatives, goals, objectives, and things like that we're working with on the faculty, working with the students, community members, President's Council, just kind of anybody and everybody that we feel like can help us be successful in those initiatives.
Now the last 30 seconds here, I've done all the questions. What is there anything else that you want to share with our listeners about what you do or what goes on at Memorial?
Well, the reason we're out here tonight is because of Sam Featherstone. So one of the things that I've been saying is I was lucky enough to have Sam as a student his senior year in high school. He was a wonderful example. When he was there, he really was an inspiration to the student body of adversity and perseverance. And I think the most important thing that he contributed back to the school was understanding that until you were called home with your very last breath, that you have an opportunity to do good in the world, to make a positive impact in the world. And that was something that, as a teacher, that I saw in him, and something that has stuck with me many, many years after he's been gone.
Aaron Schmidt, the principal of Evansville Memorial, here at halftime, where the Tigers lead 7-0 over Central. We'll be back to talk more here at halftime as you're listening to IndianaSRN.org.
Our students love Wrights Memorial.
Memorial helps me find the right rhythm on stage and in my education. I believe in developing my craft.
I believe in building a community.
And now, I believe I can hit the right notes in all aspects of life.
Showcase your talents at Wrights Memorial.
Still at halftime, just about ready for the start of quarter number 3. It is 7-0 Memorial alongside Mike Scavara. I am Jevin Redmond. Again, so far the only score of the night was a Porter Road 5-yard rushing touchdown Late in the first quarter with 3:05 to go, it was a 9-play, 76-yard drive. Again, that made it 7-0 Tigers, and that has been all the scoring so far. Memorial has had a few chances tonight to capitalize on their 7-0 lead. They've had one score called back, and then also at the end of the first half, they were inside the central 10-yard line, ended up turning it over on downs, and some maybe momentum for the Bears that could carry into the third quarter as they'll get the ball first.
As you're going to say that, as Central can look to maybe bounce back from that defensive and continue going.
We were talking about one of those plays that was called back. This was early in the game, what we thought was going to be Porter Rhodes' first rushing touchdown. Telemetry Sports, you see his top speed there, running right around 17 miles per hour. It was called back due to a hold, and the Tigers probably feel like they could be up a lot more than 7-0.
Yeah, it just seemed about every time they had a big play, they had a big penalty, as Central had their amount of penalties as well as the Tigers and Central continuing here these last two quarters of offensive woes. We thought we'd see maybe a little bit more scoring, but defense has certainly prevailed here in this first 24 minutes, as we've got a lot of football remaining. As coming up with the winner of this ball game, they'll go to 1-2, and unfortunately the other team will stay winless as the Southern Indiana Athletic Conference.
The Tigers next week will make the trip across town to the bowl and face Mater Dei. Central will be home against Vincennes, and I'll tell you what, Vincennes opening up some eyes. They are 1-1 on the year, had a tough loss by 3 at home against Wrights last week, and they are giving Mater Dei all they can handle tonight at home.
Yeah, we talked about the Southern Indiana Athletic Conference. 8 of the 10 schools that had at least one win, as Memorial Tigers will be kicking off, as Pete Barrett, the freshman, will be kicking off deep for the Central Bears, as we are about ready for play. Good crowd on hand on Sam Strong night. Big thank you to Aaron Schmidt, the first-year principal over at Memorial, our guest at halftime. Second half action ready to begin, Jevin.
Diaz and Jackson back deep to return for Central. Barrett, the kicker for Memorial, and the second half is underway. As a short squib kick that rolls to the 20-yard line. It is gathered by Diaz. Diaz takes it far sideline 30, 35, 40, and Diaz shows off his speed a bit. He takes it almost out to the 45-yard line, so good position for the Central offense to start this third quarter. And Tiger football is brought to you by Pet Food Center, with locations on Evansville's east, west, and north sides, also in Newburgh and Owensboro. Anything you want for your pet, we've got it at Pet Food Center.
Starting out their own 43, Ben Zemer on special team tackle for the Memorial Tigers. Let's see with Coach Andy Zirkelbach. 2-10 in his second year. He also was the head coach for a few years at Princeton.
From 2006 or 2009. On the first play from scrimmage to begin the third quarter, aggressive running off left tackle, and
Deshaun Stewart
gains about 5 yards. And
the up back, and you get a pick, Jevin, about 5 different blue shirts that made the stop. But he goes from the 43 to the 48.
Yeah, Stewart used his size there, 6'2", 210 pounds.
See what kind of adjustments the Tigers defense, Ben Johnson, defensive coordinator for the Tigers, will come up with. Early on here, third quarter action. Memorial up by 7.
High formation. Bears line up here with Steers under center. Give us to the running back, Jackson. Jackson cuts it back inside past the midfield stripe, and he's brought down at the 49, a pickup of 3. That is Javen Jackson. We called his name a handful of times in the first half.
Seward along with Sam Brackett. You fake it and then give it to the outside, utilize the speed.
Well, Central, they had that one drive where they marched down the field a bit. They were getting the ball out quickly into the flat and letting their playmakers go to work. That was what appeared to be their best option. Haven't really seen Steers throw the ball deep down the field yet tonight.
I'll stay with that 2-back offense.
Third and short. This is Jackson. spins out of one tackle, and then he is hog-tied and ripped to the ground by Carrick Johnson, the senior linebacker, short of the first down as he gets 2. It'll be 4th and 1.
Alex Brochere is also helping out. They'll bring in a couple extra defensive linemen for the Memorial Tigers, and looks like Coach Zirkelbach's going to play field position. He talked about that in the first half. Maybe go on the long count, try to maybe draw the Tigers offside. Now they do not have their punt return team out.
Well, the Central offense wanted to go for it. A lot of their players very animated, shouting at their coach to go for it. So it's 4th and short, and they do punt it. It's a good kick back to the 10-yard line, fumbled it by Hugh Pierce. Now he picks it up, and he has nowhere to go. Good special teams coverage, and the Tigers will start deep in their own territory. You know, it's interesting, Mike, when you kind of compare two situations, one from the first half and one here to start the third quarter. Remember, Central had a 4th and pretty long from right around the midfield stripe, or 45-yard, and they went for it. Did not get it, but this time on 4th and short, they decide to punt it.
We talked about field position. The Tigers are going to have to go 90 or 89 yards for a score. If they can get a 3 and out, that's going to flip the field and give them a shorter field. That is the Central Bears. 38-yard punt, a yard or 2 return.
Drive starts from the Tigers' 11-yard line. Elsterman starts the third quarter as the quarterback. The give is to Porter Road. He has some running room. He takes it past the 20, 30, near sideline 40. Angled out of bounds just shy of the midfield stripe, and a big gain for Porter Road.
Great job on the left offensive line there. You got Edward Harding, who's back for the first time this year, along with Jack Cassidy. A big hole there as Porter Road, here's the replay. Watch the left side there, big hole. And then he gets to the outside, and then he just kind of pulls up a little bit, then he just kind of limps off. So he still might be suffering from that ankle. So it goes from the 11 out to the 47.
So much for field position.
36-yard run.
On 1st and 10 they go now to Donovan Baker. Made one man miss at the initial line of scrimmage. And he makes it to the midfield stripe, a pickup of 3 for the 5'11 junior. And it'll be 2nd and 7 for the Tigers, just underway here in the third quarter.
We'll see if Porter Road will get back in there after a little short rest. 3 receivers out to the right. Ball on the left hash mark. A lot of room for Caleb Elsperman to the roll right.
He looks to throw on 2nd down in the pocket, now under some pressure. Throws it across the middle. He had a man wide open, but again, he was under heavy duress. Jack Brackett was sitting down middle of the field, but the throw sailed away from him, and it's 3rd down.
And Road, after a one-play respite, will come back in. Still a little bit of limp. Ball at midfield. Memorial looking to extend the one-score advantage. Central looking to negate that. Central came up, we didn't talk about this much, a couple of takeaways in that first half, looking for another one here.
Had an INT, fumble recovery, and also a turnover on downs. On 3rd and 7. Pass comes near sideline, 1-on-1 coverage, and off the fingertips of Hugh Pierce. He had a step on the Central secondary. Fairly good ball from Elsterman, but it falls incomplete. It's 4th down.
That ball was up in the air for 40 yards, so each team to punt it away on their first possessions, having the ball near midfield. And Porter Road, who had a 37-yarder the first time, will try it again.
That was Picorni on the coverage you just saw on the replay. Ball went off the left hand of Pierce. As the Tigers will have to punt on their opening drive of the second half. Road to boot it away. Angles it toward the far side of the field, and it takes a Tigers bounce inside the 10, and it rolls to the 5. How about that punt for Porter Road?
The 46-yarders, the pros will take that inside the 20. And you talk about flipping the script. The Tigers started on their own 11. Central will have to start from their own 4 because of the run by Porter Road and the long punt.
Just about 4 minutes gone here in the third quarter. Be a big time for the Tigers defense to come up with a turnover. From the Bears' 4-yard line. They pitch it to Jackson. Trying to give him some breathing room. He does, and more. To the 20. Makes a man miss to the 30. Jackson still on his feet. And he's brought down from behind at the 37-yard line. That's a gain of 33 yards. Javen Jackson. You want breathing room, you got it.
And a nice job there on the left side of the offensive line. Made a man miss. And if it wasn't for Lewis Seward running him down, he could have been off to the races. We could have had a 96-yard touchdown run. As it is, it was a 33-yarder.
When he was at about the 15, 20-yard line, I thought he was gone. Middle of the field, had a ton of open space.
Well, returned Porter Road's favor of a long 30-yard run.
From the 37, they go with the fullback. And that goes for a short gain with Deshaun Stewart.
And we have a fumble. And who's got it?
Well,
Carrick Johnson has the ball, gives it to the referee, but they say the runner was down. They say Deshaun Stewart was down. Jack and Sam Brackett made the stop, but give him 5 on the carry. That got the fans from Memorial all excited.
We've now seen Deshaun Stewart run it a couple of times here in the third quarter.
Good size for the senior. Well, 6'2" and 210. That's a load.
Lines up as the fullback again on play action. Steers moving near sideline, flips it, and it's picked off at the midfield stripe, intercepted by Sam Nichols.
Nichols steps in front of the receiver as they had out in the flat Ashton Leach. So the first takeaway by the Tigers, a big one, stops the central drive. Here we go. Let's take a look. Steers rolls right, looks pass in the flat, tries to get it over the defender, but Nichols comes away with the INT as Central will go back on defense, and the Tigers will take the ball over on the interception in Central territory at the 49.
That is the second interception from the Tigers defense this year. And here we go again from right around the midfield stripe for the Tigers offense. 5 minutes gone, third quarter, still 7-0 Memorial. That score late first quarter still holding up. Back in at quarterback is Fisher now. He moves to his right, sets up, throws it deep down the field, has a man open, and it is dropped at the 10-yard line. Man was wide open. And that was Caleb Elsperman, the starting quarterback tonight. Went out to the wide receiver slot. Fisher tried to connect with him, but it went through his fingertips.
Fisher, baseball player, shows why. As a pitcher, he pitched that one way deep. Elsperman had a good job getting down there and catching the ball, or attempting to catch the ball. He didn't even come back to the huddle. It's like the lonely end there that they used to play the Army. I'm showing my age there, Jevin. That was way before you were even born.
2nd and 10. Fisher gives it to Rode. The line does a good job there on a second down, carving out some space for Rode to run, and he gets 6 or 7. Hey, a couple of scores for you, Mike, from the SIAC. Third quarter, Castle leading Ball C 35-0. Vincennes still on top of Mater Dei at Vincennes 24-21. It is North 17, Harrison 0, and Wright's cruising past Jasper in the third quarter 41-7.
We're going to say every week, wow, amazing scores of what's going on. Let's just get used to that one, Jevin.
It is 3rd and 4 for the Tigers from the Central 43-yard line. 2 wide receivers here the near side. The give is to Rode. He's got the first down of more to the 30. He shoots out like a cannon to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and he's wrestled just shy of that pylon here the near side, out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Rode takes it 41 yards, almost to the house. 1st and goal for the Tigers.
And I want to correct you here, Jevin, but they actually mark it at the 1, so 42-yarder. As Porter showing great speed. First ball game of the year, gaining IHSAA eligibility. as he just turned the jets on and picks up a big rush. And the Tigers 1 yard away from their second score.
And they're inside the red zone, brought to you by Peace of Mind Counseling. A score here would give Coach Hurley some peace of mind for the first time tonight. The give is up the middle. It is Porter Road, and he reaches in. Touchdown Tigers. For the second time tonight, Porter Road cashes in. 13-0 Memorial, middle of the third quarter.
He had 2 touchdown runs for Central last year. He's got 2 here tonight against Central, as we're 1 extra point away from getting the Memorial Tigers a 14-0 lead over the Central Bears. Big plays so far in this third quarter for both teams, Jeff.
So PAT here for Barrett. The freshman kicker is 2 for 2 on the season, PATs. Good snap, good hold, and a good kick. With 5:55 to go, third quarter, Tigers have a 2-score lead, 14-0.
Support the local economy and save more when you shop at the Pet Food Center. We have over 6,000 pet-related items for dogs, cats, birds, fish, reptiles, turtles, rabbits, hamsters, gerbils, and more. Anything you want for your pet, we've got it. Includes full lines of the best pet food, birdseed, a full line of heated pet products, pet clothing, toys, and more. Walk in, curbside pickup, shop online, and free local delivery.
Anything you want for your pet, we've got it. The Pet Food Center.
Why do our students love Wrights Memorial?
Because I can grow stronger on the field and in my faith. I believe in my teammates. I believe in my classmates. And through Christ, I believe I can accomplish anything.
Come live your faith at Wrights Memorial.
Tigers with a little bit of breathing room now. 14-0 is the score, middle of the third quarter. Porter Road finds pay dirt for the second time tonight against his former team and in Road's first game, wearing the Memorial Blue.
Look for the squib.
The line drive kick will be returned by Rogelio Diaz, and Diaz is brought down just past the 25-yard line. Let's recap that last drive for the Tigers, as our scoring drive is brought to you by Simplicity Furniture. They're located at 1309 North Greener Road in Evansville. Have fun shopping for furniture with the Coswitz, Father Pat, and sons Chase and Kelsey. This was the big play of the drive. 42-yard carry by Porter Road. You'll see he was brought down at the 1-yard line, then he cashed in on the next play from a yard out.
Yeah, he had all the yards in that drive, I think, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
There were 4 plays, 3 of them runs, 1 an incomplete pass.
4 plays, 49 yards. Now Central tries to answer, keep themselves in this game. They pitch it left side. Javen Jackson is tackled at the 28-yard line. Ball came free, but it was well after Jackson was down.
Stat man for Evansville Memorial, Sam Mattingly, he tells us that Porter Road has 16 carries for 174 yards and 2 touchdowns tonight.
It's not a bad debut. That's Mike Scavara numbers.
How about that? I can drive that far in my car every day.
Well, you mentioned last year what his best game, he had just over 120 yards with Central. That was against Harrison, where he scored 2 touchdowns. Now, he's almost halfway to his season totals last year.
In 9 games.
Yeah.
Stewart.
2nd and 10. The Tigers defense stuffs the run.
Take your pick. Sam Brackett led the charge with 2 other defenders. Give him 3. Let's see if the Tigers defense can come up with another stop and force another punt. And then the other side of the ledger, Central maybe get to the wide side of the field and utilize that speed. What's going to prevail?
Last time Steers rolled out to his right, he was picked off by Sam Nichols. That set up the Tigers' last scoring drive. 3rd and 8. Steers zips it out in the flat, and it is incomplete. 4th down.
Bring up another punt situation. Yeah, put a circle on that drive, Jevin, because that not only got 7 points for the Tigers, but it's an attitude adjustment for sometimes for both teams. If Central can bounce back and get it back to a one-score game, or if the Memorial Tigers can capitalize that and improve on it and extend the lead.
Desmond Johnson, Hugh Pierce back lurking around their own 40-yard line for this punt.
Gabbard, the punter.
And Gabbard gets it away. It'll be Pierce from the 37-yard line. Wrapped up at the 40, fighting for an extra yard or two. The Tigers offense will take over with 4:07 to play here in the third quarter.
Look, Picorni in on the special teams as that punt goes for 33 yards.
We appear to have a Central player down.
Injury on the play, number 84.
So injury timeout on the field.
Luke Picorni.
Support the local economy and save more when you shop at the Pet Food Center. We have over 6,000 pet-related items for dogs, cats, birds, fish, reptiles, turtles, rabbits, hamsters, gerbils, and more. Anything you want for your pet, we've got it. Includes full lines of the best pet food, bird seeds, a full line of heated pet products, pet clothing, toys, and more. Walk in, curbside pickup, shop online, and free local delivery.
Anything you want for your pet, we got it. Pet Food Center.
Why do our students love Wrights Memorial?
Because I can grow stronger on the field and in my faith. I believe in my teammates. I believe in my classmates. And through Christ, I believe I can accomplish anything.
Come live your faith at Wrights Memorial.
Tigers football, late third quarter, leading 14-0. Hey, just a heads up, tomorrow some college football on IndianaSRN. The Center Colonels at Hanover, kickoff 1:30 Eastern, 12:30 Central on IndianaSRN.
Luke Picorni, the injured Central player. Tigers ball, 1st and 10 from their own 38.
And in motion, right to left, that is Caleb Elsperman. They give it to him. Now he runs middle of the field. He's punished at the 40-yard line. Good aggressive tackle by the Central linebacker. And that was Brody Mueller, who came in their leading tackler on the season.
Tough 3 yards.
Well, this could be a chance for the Tigers to provide a knockout blow. You've kind of seen the mojo on the Central side start to evaporate. 2nd and 7 for the Tigers from their own 41-yard line. The pass comes near side, caught at the 45. That's Luke Elsperman. He takes it past the first down marker to the 49, pitch and catch of 8 yards, and that is Matthew Fisher, the sophomore quarterback.
Fisher, a nice size. Just a sophomore, 6'3", 180. He can kind of survey the field there, utilizing his height. Same formation.
Fisher now moves to his right, has good protection, spins one, far sideline, another catch at the 45-yard line. It's a short gain.
Jack Brackett.
Jack Brackett came in, just one catch for the first 2 weeks.
Nice.
That's 6 yards.
That's a RPO, they call it, run pass option. Pros in college like to use that. This time Fisher just drilled it to Brackett. Nice gain. You'd take 5 or 6 every time.
2nd and 4. Back to pass is Fisher. They set up the screen pass. It's caught by Jack Brackett again. Far sideline. He tiptoes out of bounds as he scampers inside the Central 40. Good enough for the first down to the Bears 37.
A couple of first downs via the pass in this drive. Fisher looking a little comfortable.
It's kind of like we talked about earlier with the Central offense where they're getting the ball out quick, letting their playmakers go to work. Same thing here with Matthew Fisher, the sophomore, allowing him to get some confidence.
Andy Zirkelbach getting some subs in there. Because a lot of these guys going both ways as you're midway through this third quarter. It's warm out there and it's tired. So
Fisher on 1st and 10 has all kinds of time. Still scanning, throws out of bounds. Closest man to that pass was Caleb Elstrom, and pretty good coverage by the Central secondary.
Now that time Central dropped 8, only rushed 3. That allowed Fisher plenty of time, but couldn't find an open man. Stops the clock. A tick over 3 minutes to go. Memorial up by 14, looking for more.
Tigers scored on their last drive relatively quickly. 4 plays, 49 yards. Maybe some miscommunication here as Fisher keeps it himself, able to get positive yards, but not much there.
Yeah, he wanted to hand that one off to Rode. And we've got a couple of players down, one from each team. Central player comes up slowly. Now there's the Memorial player, and that was Fisher on the keeper.
Now he mentioned some tired players, especially on the Central side, a lot of two-way players. It's not a hot night, but it's still a little bit warm.
I'm getting tired, and we're inside. For our viewers, we're actually broadcasting from inside Boise High School, across the way from the press box at the 50-yard line.
3rd and 7. Fisher drops back, steps up, rifles one across the middle, and a sliding attempt. Did he hang on? Yes, inside the 15-yard line. It is Caleb Elsperman. His helmet popped off as he made the catch. Beautiful delivery by Matthew Fisher. And now they're going to say it's incomplete.
And Elsperman's going to have to come out for a play because he lost his helmet. So double there where not only does he not catch it, but he's got to come out for a play.
Tell you what, I know it was an incomplete pass, but still a pretty good throw from Fisher.
And he put it where only Elsperman could catch it. They'll bring up a 4th down.
So it's 4th and 7, and you're in no man's land here at the 33-yard line.
The Central late in the first half turned the Tigers over on downs, looking to do the same here.
Play clock down to 10 seconds. Tigers better hurry as they scramble to the line. They'll go for it here on 4th and 7. Fisher in the pocket, pump fakes. Moving to his right, has to get rid of it. Throws far sideline, and the catch is made for a first down inside the 15-yard line.
Jackson
a miraculous
Draper.
Catch by Jackson Draper, the senior, keeps the drive alive.
If you're in the Big Ten or the SEC or the NFL, you're going to like that. And we've got a flag after the play. Somebody wasn't happy, and
Flag on the play.
after that, and Draper keeps his toes inbounds and makes the catch. Great job there by Draper. Great delivery by Fisher. Picks up the first down, and then we're going to have a penalty tacked on top of that. It'll be half the distance. So the pass goes to the 10, or actually to the 12, and then now half the distance, 6, as the Tigers are in the red zone.
Inside the red zone, brought to you by Peace of Mind Counseling. Was impressed too by Fisher, kept his composure as he was running out of real estate on that far sideline. A couple of Central defenders breathing down his neck and threw a good ball. So 1st and goal from the 7 officially.
They give it to Porter Rode.
They do. Rode looking for his 3rd touchdown tonight. Pinballs forward inside the 5, down to the 2 or 3 yard line.
Mark it at the 2 on the stop. We've said his name a lot, Brody Mueller. Good offensive line charge there. Rode had the angle, but Mueller came up with a great stop.
2nd and goal from the 2. Running backs in the backfield are Caleb Elsperman and Porter Rode. Fisher, the sophomore, has led this drive. They go with Caleb Elsperman. He crashes forward and he finds the end zone. Elsperman's first rushing touchdown of the season. And it's 20-0 Tigers, late third quarter. They made the quarterback change, and they end up going with the original quarterback, Caleb Elsterman, on the ground for the touchdown.
So touchdown runs of 5, 1, and 2. Caleb gets the score as Brochet's the snap, Schultz the hold, Barrett the kick. Let's see if the Tigers can come up with their 21st point on the game.
Kick on the way, and the kick is good. So the Tigers have scored on back-to-back drives, and they have a 3-possession lead. 21-0 over Central with 1:16 to go in the third quarter.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Tigers in control now, late third quarter. 21-0 is our score. Memorial has scored on back-to-back offensive possessions. We'll go through the scoring recap after this kickoff. Barrett booted away for the Tigers.
Another Simplicity Furniture scoring drive, but it wasn't Porter Road this time.
Oh.
Caleb Elsterman.
A little short kick popped up in the air, loose far sideline. Some
Free
blue
ball.
jerseys were around it, and then it gets knocked to a Central player on the recovery in between the 25 and 30-yard line. So let's go back to that scoring play as the Tigers made it a 21-0 game. It is Caleb Elsterman on the ground right up the middle, and he gets into the end zone. Elsterman's first rushing touchdown of the season, and that capped off a 7-play, 62-yard drive that took 2 minutes and 51 seconds off the clock.
Porter Road gets the block, and that ball was alive there, and Dylan Mays finally for Central said, I'm going to pick it up, because there were a couple of blue shirts ready to pounce on that. After it goes 10 yards, it's anybody's ball. Jevin, you can even go after it.
They might stop me from running on the field. No one wants to see that. First and 10 from their own 30. Steers looking to use his wheels, and that's a big-time hold. That'll bring the play back. And we were talking about the scoring drive for the Tigers, as always, brought to you by Simplicity Furniture. They are located at 1309 North Green River Road in Evansville. You can have fun shopping for furniture with the Coslets, Father Pat and sons Chase and Kelsey.
All right, who's the leader of the Rockabar player of the game? Jevin Redmond?
Right now it is a clear front runner in Porter Road.
I think you're right. He's got almost 200 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns.
Well, I like that last drive. Gave it to Caleb Elsterman up the middle. You know, I'm sure he's a bit disappointed himself in how he's played the quarterback position. They've gone to the sophomore Matthew Fisher, at least for now. And I'm sure Caleb feels a bit better after finding the end zone there.
That'll bring up first down, and they got to get to 25. The 40, so 25.
So there's plenty of plays for that. First and 25. Near sideline, they tried to set up the screen pass, and it was bobbled and dropped. Zaylen Price couldn't pull it in.
He won't like to look at that video because he had some room to run with that football.
I think that's one of those where he just tries to take off running before he grabs it.
I can feel for him because 9 out of 10 times I'm going to drop that, and the other one I'm going to get lucky. Stops the clock. Second and a minute to go here in the third. Central looking to get on the scoreboard.
Backed up those, second and 25 from their own 15. Bears have not been in the red zone yet tonight. Steers to throw.
pass, double pass.
Double pass. Price heaves it, middle of the field, and it's short of his intended target as he was trying to connect with Ashton Leach. A little bit of trickery did not work out.
And in putting all kinds of pressure was Sam Brackett.
You know, thinking back to that last play, that might have been what they were trying to do, and maybe why Price fumbled it, because he was trying to throw it before he caught it.
That happens sometimes at any level of football. So the Tigers defense looking to go 3 and out and get the offense some great field position.
Now Central has a different man lined up at quarterback. This is Zaylen Price. 5 wide receivers set. Price fumbles the snap, takes off running, and he lowers the boom a bit, but he is well short of the first down. 4th and long, and another punt coming for the Bears.
And Sam Brackett, he and Price last couple plays tangled.
You mentioned any level of football. Did you watch some college football last night, Mike? There were some good games on.
Oh, and there's going to be great matchups all the way around because there's a lot of good teams and a lot of different conferences. And this year, I think they're matching up early and often. So the ball at the 20. Gabbard will try to punt it away with Deshaun Johnson and Hugh Pierce standing inside Central Territory.
End over and kick. Johnson moves back, bounces away from him, fumbles it, loose at the 35, and he wisely just falls on it. With 1 second left here in the third quarter. Hey, Tigers football is brought to you by The Book Broker. You can buy new and used comics, sports cards, and sports memorabilia. Get your favorite gaming and video games and also Blu-ray and DVDs. Of course, you can get books at The Book Broker, located at 2717 Covert Avenue in Evansville.
One last play in the third quarter. The Tigers have scored twice, scored once in the first, and that's why it's 21-0. Well, new guys in the backfield. Fisher at quarterback and Rode in the backfield has been a winning combination for the Tigers.
Now Fisher throws and some miscommunication between him and Caleb Elshman. The ball was thrown behind Caleb. And an incomplete pass takes us to the end of the third quarter. Tigers have put up 2 scores in the third, and their lead has ballooned to 21-0.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
21-0 Tigers after 3 quarters. Here's a big run from the third quarter. It was Porter Road galloping 42 yards. And we saw his top speed at 19.2 miles per hour, brought to you by Telemetry Sports. That was a part of their 4-play 49-yard drive that made it 14-0 Tigers, middle of the third quarter, and since they've gotten one more score, thanks to a Caleb Elsterman rushing touchdown. 21-0. Fisher hands off to Rode, and he loses a yard or 2 on that carry. We do have a few more SIAC scores to pass along. There is one final. Wrights improves to 3-0 as they knock out Jasper at home, 41-14. Jasper drops to 1-2. They're in the fourth quarter. Castle leads Boise 35-0. Vincennes hanging on to a 31-28 lead against Mater Dei. And North is shutting out Harrison 24-0 in the fourth quarter.
Big scores.
3rd and 10. Fisher will have to use his arm here. Spins one man wide open at the 45-yard line. And a leaping catch is made by Jackson Draper into Central Territory.
Draper, the starting safety. Ball goes from the 34 of Memorial all the way into Bears territory at the 43. So a 23-yard pickup, another first down.
Tigers going somewhat quickly. Fisher again rifles one near sideline, and it's bobbled by Draper, trying to go to him on back-to-back plays. Well, Fisher appears to be getting more comfortable.
And have we seen the last of Porter Road, because Donovan Baker comes in and the running back. Because he tweaked an ankle earlier in the game and still picked up good yardage.
Second and 10. Trips wide receivers, far side of your screen. Fisher moving to the far side, takes off running the 40. Middle of the field, head-on collision with the linebacker, Brody Mueller. Shuts him down at the 36. It's a gain of 7, third and short. And the Tigers going quickly here. No huddle. Saw that earlier in the game as well. Fisher almost got Central to jump off sides.
2 downs to get these 4 yards. Play clock down to 9.
Tigers trying to make it 3 straight scores. Pass is floated near sideline. 101 coverage. It's behind the head of Caleb Elsperman. 4th down.
He was stride for stride with Diaz. Well, Porter Rowe doesn't have another carry. He's got a pretty good night. 18 carries, 178 yards, 2 touchdowns.
He's back in the game, though, here on 4th and 3. Lines up to the right. Sophomore quarterback Matthew Fisher. Road gets the call, and he is stuffed. Loss of a couple. It's a turnover on downs.
Good individual effort there. Coming in for Central was Brody Mueller, along with Vash Drysdale. And we've got a Tiger slowly getting up.
That is the second turnover on downs for the Tigers tonight. The other one came toward the end of the second quarter inside the Central red zone. At Wrights Memorial High School, they are providing an environment where God inspires, we educate, and students thrive since 1925. Check our website out at wrightsmemorial.org for more information.
Second time the Tigers have turned it over on downs. Good job defense for Central.
Central trying to get organized here. Play clock inside of 5 seconds. Steers gets it off just in time. Zips it in the flat. It is caught by Diaz. Diaz shuffles here out to the numbers of the 45 before he is stacked up and driven to the turf by Jackson Draper. Rogelio Diaz able to get about 8 yards.
Good second and third effort there by Diaz. No quit in him.
Second and 2. They pitch it here near side. Javen Jackson roughs his way forward, and he's right around that first down marker. Might be a half yard short.
Good spin away from Jack Brackett. Central just looking for something good to happen.
McGuire got credit for that last tackle. Now, final score, Vincennes ended up beating Mater Dei 31-28.
Knock off the number 1 team in 2A. Deshaun Stewart will pick up the first down.
Yeah, fullback gets the first down for the Bears. There is a flag, though. At least I thought I saw a flag.
Must be those yellow socks that Memorial's wearing. They thought it was a penalty. Again, Sam Strong night. Thank you to Aaron Schmidt, the first-year principal over at Memorial, explaining all the things that Sam Featherstone did and helped out.
Memorial brought the blitz, and the pass was nearly intercepted. The closest wide receiver was Rogelio Diaz, and again, that pass was almost picked off by Desmond Johnson.
Jeremiah McGuire coming up. As Sam Tinbarge, the PA announcer, comes up with that score that you just gave a minute ago.
So I guess that makes Wright's the only undefeated team, right?
Yes.
In the SIAC. It's hard to believe through just 3 weeks. Second down, Steers in the pocket, takes off running, and into Tigers territory. He slides down at the 47. Derek Johnson brought him down. A little bit of hand fighting afterward between those two.
I think the Central fans wanted a horse collar tackle. So third down.
Castle beat Bossy 56-0 tonight. Again, next week, Central will be home against Vincennes. Memorial will play at Mater Dei. So the Tigers will get an angry Wildcat team next week at the Bowl. Third down, Steers kind of fumbled the snap, able to get away from pressure. He regrouped and found his target at the 40-yard line. That is Diaz. Good composure
nice
by
job
Steers.
Going down to pick up the low pass and pick up the first down. Good hustle there by the senior.
Another score that just came in. We've got North Davies 12, Eastern Green 2.
So that moves the ball into Tiger territory at the 39-yard line. Clock running, nearly 7 minutes left. Central on a good drive here.
Empty backfield. Down goes Steers in the backfield, and coming in for the sack for the Tigers was Joey Collins. A senior brought him down.
Collins had a tackle for a loss earlier. Now he gets a sack. And that goes from the 39 to the 45, so -6. Second sack of the night for the Tiger defense.
Well, Central trying to avoid being a shutout for the second time this year.
Well, Central, when you empty the backfield there, you only got 5 offensive linemen and you get them off the edge.
Just about halfway through this fourth quarter. Screen pass caught by Javen Jackson. And Jackson is yanked to the turf after a short gain of 2.
Good hustle play that time by Lewis Seward, the senior. He had to come back and run him down from behind.
I feel like we said his name quite a bit tonight.
Doing a good job. Really a first year. He's played in the last few years, but really a lot more playing time, and he's the senior, has really stepped up and done a great job.
Third and 14. Steers rolls to his left, spins one near sideline. It's incomplete. And that was Jackson Cook who was trying to make the catch. It is fourth down for Central, and we were talking about some college football earlier. It'll be a busy Saturday, and on IndianaSRN you can catch the Center Colonels at Hanover. Kickoff is set for 1:30 Eastern, 12:30 Central Time tomorrow. Center at Hanover on IndianaSRN.
Did you know that Center College is in Danville, Kentucky?
I do now.
Yes. All right, fourth down. Go for it. Why not? Sam Nichols was on the defense.
Well, Zaylen Price will come in at quarterback. We've seen him try to throw it a couple of times tonight. 4 wide receivers set for the Bears.
You go long, I'll throw it to you.
Dances out of the pocket. Takes off running, and he had a lot to gain and only gets a short gain. Turnover on downs, gives the ball back to the Tigers.
Sam Brackett the stop. Second time the Tigers defense has turned it over on downs. So the Memorial will get the ball back. Up by 21 with 5:27 to go.
Thank you for joining us for tonight's game. We would also like to remind you
Tigers football is brought to you by the Wrights Memorial Athletic Booster Club. You can join the tradition of supporting Memorial Athletics with the revamped and revitalized Booster Club. Join us September 10th for our annual Steak Night event. Like us on Facebook for more information. Fisher in once again at quarterback. He's got a couple of men in the backfield. Fakes the handoff. Fisher flips it. He finds Donovan Baker to the 40. Baker galloping forward to the 45, an undercut around his knees. Right at the first down marker, a pickup of 10.
Nice job by Fisher getting rid of the football and yards after the catch. They call that yak for Donovan. Gets the first down. I've got unofficially 5 first downs in the passing here by the Tigers in the second half.
See on your screen, we'll have the call next week from the Wrights Bowl. Memorial and Mater Dei, 7 o'clock kickoff. We'll go on the air at 6:50.
Well, if you can't be at the bowl, be with us.
Give is up the middle.
Hornig
working his way into Central Territory. Yeah, Mater Dei, they will be angry next week after being upset at Vincennes tonight. They lost by 3 to the Atlases.
Landon Hornig, first carry of the year for the sophomore. Picks up good yardage.
Clock moving, 4.5 to go. It appears the Tigers are going to capture their first win of the season. Improved to 1-2. Central would drop to 0-3.
And the Rockabar player of the game. I think it's pretty close to coming up with that. I think it's going to be Porter Road unless Jevin comes up with somebody else.
Here is Horning. Well, Horning needs about 200 yards to take over Porter Road's spot. So I think I'm going to stick with Road.
All right. The Rockabar. You need some place to go for some food after you watch us. Go to 1618 South Kentucky Avenue. Gina Herman. And we even had Nick Herman deliver our pizzas here tonight for us. And boy, that was a door dasher, yeah. And we certainly enjoyed that, and certainly you will enjoy going to the Rockabar, not only after the game, but anytime during the week, lunch or dinner.
Inside give goes to Donovan Baker, tries to turn the corner, 40. Baker far sideline, 30, and he is shoved out of bounds.
So he goes from the 45 of Central, and they will mark it at the 27, so a pickup of 18.
Tigers trying to get another score on the board before this one is official. Their scores tonight, they've had 2 on the ground from Porter Road, the other one coming from Caleb Elsperman.
Elsperman playing a lot of receiver with Matthew Fisher, as they're going to now bring in Will Petke at the quarterback position. So this is our 3rd different quarterback for the Tigers. Petke comes in, got some playing time in the Jasper game. He's a junior. And now we've got timeout.
So Tigers called timeout, in control late 4th quarter.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Oakland City University is a private Christian college at a state school price. Check out the Good Neighbor Scholarship that allows for a major savings on tuition and is available to any first-time student living within 60 miles of campus with plans to commute. Oakland City University, an affordable college education right in your backyard. Call today or visit this link to learn more about the Good Neighbor Scholarship.
.321 to go in the 4th quarter. Tigers on the move, looking for their 4th score of the night. And before the timeout was called, Will Petke appeared to come in, and he will be the new quarterback, the 3rd QB of the night for the Tigers. Started as Caleb Elsterman, then it was Matthew Fisher. Now Will Petke, the 5'11 junior, has completed 2 passes this year.
Jeremiah McGuire in at fullback.
1st and 10. And the give is off right tackle to Horning. It's a short gain.
Well, if you're a Memorial fan, this is what the doctor ordered, a victory, convincing victory, as we'll get some linemen in. A couple of seniors, DeMarvion Vaughn go out, and Edward Hardig go out.
Well, it was nice to have Hardig back, and of course you're missing Weinzappel on that line as well. Get him back, and that kind of loads up the front five. 2nd and 8. Handoff again goes to Horning. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Again, the Tigers just concerned with milking that clock at this point.
For the Central Bears, you got to feel good about knowing that you're only down 7-0 at half, but I think it's that same problem that they've had every game. It's that a matter of attrition. Depth key in high school, especially when you're in a 4A level, where a lot of folks don't have too many people going both ways.
On 3rd down, Petke rolls to his right, looking to throw. Good ball near sideline, but it is out of bounds, incomplete. 4th down.
Big thank you to Memorial President Christian Mosick for all their help, Principal Aaron Schmidt, our halftime guest, Athletic Director Matt Weber, Assistant AD Samantha Myers, Head Coach John Early, Administrative Assistant Patty Van. For Central Bears, Principal Andrew Freeman, Athletic Director Kathy Ferris, Head Football Coach Andy Zirkelbach, Janie Hoppy, the Administrative Assistant, and EVSC AD Andy Owen. Of course, our fine production crew tonight, Jerry Collins, our producer, and of course cameraman extraordinaire Joel Mears.
So a long field goal here. Looks like it'll be 42 yards, and it's a line drive kick. Has the distance, but it is wide, no good. So first missed field goal for the freshman Barrett, but again had the distance for 42 yards. Clock stops with 1:41, and Central will have one more crack at it offensively. Tigers football brought to you by Oakland City University, Southern Indiana's premier faith-based professional university. Enter to learn, go forth to serve. Contact OCU at GoMightyOaks.com, and by Mel K. For all your commercial, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing needs at Mel K. Big projects, big solutions.
Rockabar player of the game, Porter Road. First time he gets eligibility from the IHSAA. Comes up big. 20 carries, 176 yards, and 2 touchdowns, and had some big plays that kept drives alive. So our Rockabar player of the game, Porter Road, as Street throws it out to Diaz on the right side.
Diaz, handful of grabs tonight. That one goes for a short gain, maybe a yard or two, inside of 90 seconds to go.
Brochures and Johnson as getting all kinds of reserves in here in this last minute. Keegan Williams also in on the stop.
Quite a few subs for the Tigers defense. Steers on the delayed inside give. This is Javen Jackson to the 35, and Jackson is brought down right around the first down stick on the tackle for the Tigers. Well, I looked at my roster and I lost the number.
64, and
I don't see a 64.
Yeah, I don't think maybe that was 54. 64.
So 45 seconds to go. They gave him the first down from the 35-yard line.
It was 64. We'll find out that guy's name even if it's next week.
Pass comes near side. Diaz on the receiving end, dancing middle of the field, and he is gobbled up by 4 or 5 blue jerseys. It is a 5-yard gain. Central might have time for another play here.
Well, Memorial's going to go to 1-2. Central 0-3. Of course, all the games are Southern Indiana Athletic Conference matches.
Handoff to Jackson. And Jackson yanked down at the 42-yard line, pickup of a couple. And that play will take us to the end of the game. So the Tigers win the home opener at Enloe Field. It's their first victory of the season. 21-0 is the final score. Memorial improves to 1-2. The Central Bears drop to 0-3. We'll come back and recap it all for you next on our postgame show. Tigers win it 21-0 on IndianaSRN.
Welcome to The Book Broker, your go-to business for any collectibles that you may require. Founded in 1975, we provide our services throughout Evansville, Indiana, and the surrounding areas. We specialize in comic books, sports cards, games and videos, and much more. With a knowledgeable and committed team, we strive for excellence and provide quality services. Throughout the Evansville area, we are the go-to used bookstore for books and video games or sports cards and vinyl records, and we make sure that you get the services that you need. As a used bookstore that specializes in collectibles, we offer a variety of products to fit everyone in the family, making sure that you get the most out of every dollar spent. For more information, call 812-479-5647 or stop by our website for more information. Come in today and escape your reality.
Tigers a winner tonight for the first time in 2022. 21-0 is the final. Real quick scoring recap from tonight's game. Tigers got on the board with 3:05 left in the first quarter. It was a 5-yard touchdown run from Porter Road. Capped off a 9-play, 76-yard drive. It was 7-0 Tigers with 6:33 to go in the first quarter. And that drive took 3 minutes and 5 seconds. Then, in the second half, the Tigers up 7-0. They scored on a Porter Road 1-yard rushing touchdown. It was a 4-play, 49-yard drive. Tigers led 14-0 with about 6 minutes to go in the third. And then Memorial got a score late third quarter. Caleb Elsterman, a 2-yard rushing touchdown, capping off a 7-play, 62-yard drive. And that is the final score. Tigers 21, Bears nothing. Mike, final thoughts from this one?
A ball game where either team needed to come away desperately with a win. Memorial does, Central does not. And an opportunity for the Memorial Tigers to get a good running game going. Our Rockabar player of the game, Porter Road, the junior running back, 20 carries, 176 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And let's give, and it must have been that change of number. Lewis Seward changed it from number to number 4, and all he does is lead the Tigers in tackles with 11.
The Tigers feel better after this Week 3 victory. Up next, they will travel to the west side and take on Mater Dei next week. And we'll come back and preview that game next week between the Tigers and the Wildcats as Memorial wins their Week 3 matchup here tonight, 21-0 over Central. Tigers victorious tonight, 21-0, alongside Mike Scovara. I'm Jevin Redmond. Let's talk about next week's matchup, and it was interesting even before the results from tonight, but Mater Dei goes to Vincennes, and they lose to the Alice's 31-28, so now Mater Dei is 2-1 on the season, so is Vincennes. And the Tigers next week will take on probably an angry Mater Dei team at the Bowl.
Yeah, it's the Hunger Bowl, the Knights of Columbus. We'll talk about that next week. It's the Catholic Bowl. It's the 2 Rivalry Bowl. Whatever you want to say, the ball game ought to be spirited. And you've got 2 coaches. Mike Gable for Mater Dei has been to the state championship 5 times, won it once in 2000. John Hurley 5 times to the state championship game, one in 2017 and 2019. 2 veteran coaches, 2 coaches. Both teams always play hard.
So we mentioned the Mater Dei Vincennes score. A couple of other from the SIAC. Castle beat Boise 56-0. North cruised past Harrison 31-6. And Wrights, they're the only undefeated team in the SIAC. They moved to 3-0 as they hammer Jasper at home tonight 41-14. That does it for our broadcast tonight. Huge thanks to our IndianaSRN crew. Outside on the camera, Joel Mears, Jerry Collins, our producer.
And I've got to thank Tucker Smith. What a yeoman job giving us scores, getting us errands. I did not get a chance to thank him, and without him, we don't do a production here tonight, folks.
Absolutely. Alongside Mike Scovar, I'm Jevin Rebin. Final score from Week 3 was the Memorial Tigers 21, Central Bears 0. We'll talk to you next week from the Bowl on the West Side for Mater Dei and Memorial. Good night from Enlow Field here on Indiana SRN.